The June 23rd, 2026 Liquor Board hearing is now in session. I move to approve the transcripts from the March 10th, 2026 board hearing as the official minutes. All board hearing transcripts are now stored electronically and serve as the official minutes. They can be reviewed online or by appointment with the board's office. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So done. Mr. Hurdle, would you please, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Abraham Hurdle, counsel for the board. At the beginning of every meeting, council makes a few brief announcements. First, the commissioners are part-time public servants, and they have outside interests. When they know they have a conflict of interest or the appearance of a conflict of interest, they recuse themselves. They cannot possibly know who will appear from the public in any given matter, which may present a conflict of interest to them. If anybody believes that any commissioner has a conflict of interest, you have to announce that as the case is called, and the commissioner or commissioners, as the case may be, will deal with that accordingly. If not, then the commissioners will proceed with all hearings under the assumption that there is no conflict of interest. Secondly, the rules of the board provide that the chair, for purposes of administrative and judicial economy, can have the board's counsel, myself, rule on the admissibility of evidence and objections if they are made. This board handles many cases at every hearing, and this assignment allows us to expedite the hearings. So rather than the chair turning to me and me advising the chair, I'll simply make a ruling, and my ruling will be that of the chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chief, we're going to call the first case, and this one is being taken out of sequence, but it's the only one tonight out of sequence. Would you please call it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, everybody. We do have a few quick announcements before we start. If you could silence all your cell phones, we would appreciate it. Also, Captain Kidd's has been postponed, as Aloft Element Hotels has also been postponed tonight. Our first case is going to be for Atlanta Restaurant Partners, LLC, trading as... Thank you, Ms. Carter. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please.
Good evening, Ms. Carter.
Please remain standing and raise your right hand, gentlemen. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record before we begin? This gentleman right here.
Daniel Halpern, 116 Peachtree Battle Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, 30305.
Thank you. Is Ms. Dupree here?
No, she's no longer in our employ.
Thank you. Mr. Hurdle? Detective Middleton, you want to come up?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, we did rearrange the agenda today. Thanks. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You can state your name and address for the record as well.
Yeah, good evening. Detective Middleton, Anne Arundel County Police, assigned to district operations at Western District.
If I could, we are prepared to accept the officer's report as is without objection or questioning in the effort of saving some time if the board's
We'll still read the report in.
The officer will read it quickly, and then we can proceed. But yes, we do want it heard.
Okay. This incident was March 12th, 2026. It was about 5:20 in the evening. Myself, Detective Dunkel from Maryland Transportation Authority Police, and I were working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks at retail businesses and restaurants in Anne Arundel County. We used 2 confidential sources for this compliance check. Both of the confidential sources were searched before and after the detail to verify that they both did not have any money or identification on their person. The confidential sources' ages were verified through Maryland MVA administration. I do have certified copies if anyone needs to see them from MVA. They both 19 years of age subjects entered the Passports Bar and Grill at BWI Airport, 7050 Friendship Road in Linthicum, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. The confidential sources entered the bar, sat down together. The male confidential source ordered a Miller Lite beer from the bartender, and the female ordered a White Claw hard seltzer from the bartender. The bartender did not ask either for their identifications. The bartender, no, I take that back. The bartender did ask both the CS for identification, and they advised that they did not have them with them. The bartender then shrugged her shoulders and served both the male the Miller Lite beer and the female the White Claw hard seltzer. They both exited the restaurant at that time. I could observe this from across the airport walkway. I know through my training, knowledge, experience that Miller Lite beer and White Claw hard seltzer are both alcoholic beverages. Identify myself as a police officer and advised the bartender of the violation. Identified her as Kai Naya Jarrell Dupre, born in January 21 of 2003 via her Maryland driver's license. The bartender, Ms. Dupree, advised that she has had the alcohol awareness training and has been working at the bar for approximately 1 year. Photographs were taken of Ms. Dupree and her identification. Photograph was taken of the Miller Lite beer and the White Claw hard seltzer. The liquor license was properly hanging on the wall. The manager on duty was identified as Kevin Templeton. He was advised of violation. He advised that he was on the manager's agreement with the liquor board. A copy of this report was forwarded. Both were, bartender was cooperative and the bar was not busy. That would be my statement of facts.
Okay, thank you, officer.
Ms. Carter, do you have any questions?
As promised, none.
Thank
Does the
you.
board have any questions?
No, I have no question. Oh, wait a minute, just one quick one. There was 2 confidential sources this time, and both were served, and both were 19 years of age. Am I correct in that?
That's what the
All right.
report says.
No further questions.
Ms. Carter?
Thank you. Mr. Chairman and Commissioner Snoops, if I could proceed by the proffer, please. In addition to operating Passport at the airport, my client operates a number of TJI Fridays throughout the state of Maryland. They take the privilege of selling alcohol very seriously. And I can assure you that Mr. Halpern in particular is not very happy to be here tonight. Please note for the record, he's mocking me. There are no second bites at an Atlanta restaurant property or Jack Mott property. And the server was immediately terminated. And the gentleman sitting next to me was the manager, and he was also terminated as a result of this being their second violation. It's a small operation. There are only 3 people involved in the service of alcohol. All 3 are in fact certified. But what I've given you as licensees exhibit number 1 is the training manual that every employee at Jack Mott or Atlanta goes through. And if you look at this, it very closely mimics, quite frankly, a TIPS or a TAM certification class. But this is in addition to what the state law requires. This is a training program that every employee has to go through, and it's about 8 hours, correct? So it's, the TIPS program is for on sale is between 3 and 4 hours. This is about 8. It's very comprehensive. My client understands that, we are only as strong as the weakest link. The weakest link here on the first instance was obviously the bartender. And the fact that she asked, there are no there are no explanations for what she did other than she failed to abide by, forget the law for a minute, she failed to abide by my client's policies and was immediately terminated for that. We would respectfully request that you take all that into consideration.
Mr. Chair, any questions?
No, I have no questions. Thank you, Ms. Carter.
Commissioner Snoops, any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, I'm going to make this fairly quick. This is your second time. Your first time was a year ago, June 5th to be exact, a year and a couple of days. And I think you probably remember from the last hearing, this is a progressive thing. First time, I considered a minimum fine, hoping that it was just a single mistake. Second time, not so much. Third time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to that because I try to treat everybody exactly the same and fair. So I'm going to make a motion now to find you guilty and to assess a fine of $1,000 for each of the two charges, a total of $2,000 plus whatever administrative costs are adhered to it. That's a form of a motion. Looking for a second.
I second the motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So be it. Please, for your sake and the sake of Passport, the third time. All right. Have a good evening, sir. Have a
Thank
good
you so
evening,
much.
Mr. Templeton. Thank you. Mr. Templeton, just a little bit of advice as manager. It really, really leans on you to keep an eye on your employees. All right? Please do. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next case is going to be for R&V Liquor LLC, trading as R&V Liquors, called Gunther, member authorized person, Siobhan Chinchode, member authorized person, Gabriel Rodriguez, employee agent Washington, badge number 0024. Inspector Jason McCarthy is a Class A. Package goods, BWL tasting and Sunday service located at 1286 Maryland, Route 3, Crofton, Maryland 21114, with no restrictions. It's for a violation of Maryland annotated
I
code.
apologize. I could waive reading. I apologize. I was
You're-
sitting here already.
You're fine. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please be seated. Starting from my left with Agent Washington, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Fort Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Sorry about that.
Gabriel Rodriguez, 9809 53rd Avenue, Cottage Park, Maryland.
Urban Chinchor, 23695 Upper Hotterton, Aldie, Virginia, 20105.
Carl Gunther, 12416 Stonehaven Lane, Bowie, Maryland.
Thank you. Mr. Hurdle?
Yes. On February the 2nd at approximately 11 a.m., I entered R&B Liquor Store located 1286 Crane Highway, Crofton, Maryland. Upon entering the location, I met with the manager, Mr. Rodriguez, and I introduced myself as Agent Washington and advised that I was there to conduct an alcohol and tobacco inspection. I observed the valid trader's license and liquor license on the wall. As I looked down, I seen McCullough 12-year and a McCullough 18-year. I asked Mr. Rodriguez to furnish the invoices for those. Mr. Rodriguez advised that the store was just purchased in November of 2025 and that he would have to contact the owner to get the invoices for the alcohol. I advised Mr. Rodriguez that I would return back the next day at approximately 10 a.m. to give him time to speak with the owner. On February the 3rd, 2026, at approximately 10 a.m., myself and Agent Hark returned back to R&B liquor stores. Upon entering the liquor store, I furnished Mr. Rodriguez with a copy of their bulk transfer order that was submitted to our office on November the 17th, 2025 by the owner. Mr. Rodriguez attempted to utilize the bulk transfer order and the invoices that he had to account for the alcohol that he did not have invoices for. Mr. Rodriguez was not able to do so. So then he attempted to give me invoices from the previous owner. After advising Mr. Rodriguez that he could not utilize the previous owner invoices and advising him of the violations that followed attempting to use those invoices. Mr. Rodriguez then, still changed on. I'm sorry, excuse me.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Thank you. I then advised Mr. Rodriguez the invoices that they acquired after 9/11/25, when the store changed owners, along with the bulk transfer order, is the only paperwork that would be acceptable. Mr. Rodriguez advised this agent that the alcohol with the green stickers were part of the previous owner's inventory. Upon checking the bottles, I found that the inventory did not match the invoices that or the bulk transfer, I found that they did not match the invoices that he had or the bulk transfer order. They weren't listed on the bulk transfer order. I advised Mr. Rodriguez of the violations in reference to record keeping. Mr. Rodriguez then called the owner. The owner then sent, Miss Monica Stragatti as a representative for him to gather all the information that they would need in reference to the violations. Mr. Stragatti gave me copies of both owners' license, and I transported the alcohol that was confiscated down to our evidence room. A field count was 94 bottles. Upon doing our official count, it came up to 96 bottles of alcohol. Later on, I had to go back to the store because they advised that they needed a detailed list of each bottle that was taken, and I returned back and gave them a detailed list of the bottles that were seized in reference to them not having invoices and them not being on the bulk transfer order.
Okay, thank you, Agent. Ms. Carter?
Thank you. Good evening, Inspector. Is it agent or inspector? Which is
Agent.
appropriate? Okay, thank you. Good evening, Agent Washington. When you entered the premises on February 2nd, was this a routine inspection?
It was.
And were you by yourself?
Yes, I was.
And so the next day when you came back, you came again with Agent Hawk. Hawk, okay. Items that you seized, were all of them on the shelves?
Yes.
Did you find any bottles that were hidden?
No.
Okay, so everything was just clearly out there, correct?
Yes.
Okay. In your report, I think on at least 2 occasions, you say that you used previous invoices.
Alcohol beverage and cannabis code AN 6-328 states a person may not knowingly or willfully possess, transport, or sell, or offer to sell, or on premises or property to store or any alcohol beverages on which the tax is imposed or general article is not paid. Wait a minute, doing purchase of an established. Once a new owner assumes the store, the previous owner's invoices.
Well, where's the law to support that?
That's A County liquor law. That falls under their code, A County code.
Well, tell me the site, please.
So that was
If
actually,
you're relying on, it's still state law. If you're relying on something that's peculiar to Anne Arundel County, please enlighten me.
so I was enlightened when I went to class, and I actually took an alcohol class with A County Liquor Board. And at that time, after speaking with the commissioner, he sent me the laws that gave me the laws that was utilized in reference to, I was using Kumar laws, because Kumar laws states it too, that you have to have your proper records in
So
reference.
let's keep this apart for a minute, okay? Because right now, my only question is, where in the law does it say that an incoming licensee cannot rely on the receipts that were used by the old licensee to legally obtain product?
So that will fall under 6-328.
Now, do you have any reason to believe that, and you'll have to, I know I told you this before, I know him as Sean Reddy, that's his Americanized name. It's not his legal name, it's Chavran Chincho, I can always get it wrong. Do you have any reason to believe that he was knowingly or willfully possessing items that he didn't have the right to sell?
Oh,
No, yes, it's a yes or no answer. Do you have any evidence to support your
the evidence
statement
would
that he
probably
was
be that he
willfully or
didn't have the
knowingly?
invoices to actually
Yeah. No, it's a yes or no
account
answer.
for. So, okay, that answer would be yes.
And what is the substantiation for that?
So now I can explain that he didn't have the invoices and it didn't fall under his bulk transfer order. He purchased the store back in November, so that was like 2 months.
Well, that
2 months.
that your argument is kind of circuitous because you're going back to the fact that it wasn't on the bulk transfer permit.
And he didn't have the invoices.
On the premises, and we concede that the invoices
So that
were
was a
not on the
violation.
premises. We absolutely concede that. And we will also concede, just for the sake of brevity, that of the number of bottles that were seized by ATCC, there is still one bottle for which we cannot find a receipt. And ironically, it's called Lone Whisker. So, go figure. Did you inspect their cigarettes?
Yes,
And did you find everything to be in order?
I did.
And all of their licenses and all that appeared to be in order too, correct?
Correct.
You suggest in your report that there has been an intent to evade the taxes that are assessed under the tax general article. What substantiation do you have for that allegation?
So normally when you purchase a store and you pay someone to come in to do the inventory, the owner that is leaving and the owner that is purchasing both submits a bulk transfer order, and they count everything. Beer, which is cheap, but then when it came to his expensive bottles, none of those were on the bulk transfer order, and he didn't have an invoice to cover it.
So at the time the bulk transfer, the application for bulk transfer permit, Form 329, is filed with ATCC. Are you suggesting that a tax is imposed by the state?
No, what I was suggesting is that normally when you actually do your bulk transfer order, why would you leave off your expensive alcohol? Because wouldn't that be a part of the purchase?
That's-
Wouldn't that, I'm just asking, like you're asking.
Well,
Wouldn't
you're
that be a
not,
part?
I'm not on the stand right
I
now,
understand.
okay?
Wouldn't that be a part of the purchase?
So are you familiar with Form 329?
You
The
don't-
application for a bulk transfer permit?
Yes, I have it attached to the report.
And who signs it?
The owner and the person that's purchasing it.
Are you sure? If I could, I'd like to show you what would be marked as licensee's exhibit number 1.
Okay.
And I know it's attached to your report. That's a copy that was filed with ATCC. Can you please tell me who signed it? Yeah, but the printed name
Kim.
appears.
Mr.
Sebastian Kim. And Mr. Kim was the prior licensee.
So you have his too?
This is the only one.
No, it's two.
No, it's the same one. The incoming licensee does not sign the bulk transfer permit. Only the outgoing licensee does. If I could, I'd like to have this moved in as licensee.
So admitted.
Now, on that form, Is there any kind of required affidavit? Mr. Chairman, would you please instruct the witness not to be communicating while she's testifying?
I'm not, I was pulling up.
Okay, I'm sorry, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't communicating, I was pulling up the, no communication.
You had it attached to your report. I can assure you, there's no signature of the incoming licensee. And do you know if the form is under oath?
No, I'm not, I don't know.
And where in the law, not the application instructions, but where in the law does it say that the form has to be accompanied by a detailed, accurate inventory?
So I'm not sure where that states it in the law.
I will proffer for the board that it's not in the law and it's not in Comar's. It is in the instruction. And I would alcohol that's in question.
Bottles that were not listed that he had in the store. So no, I don't have any evidence that he did not pay taxes. What I have evidence of is a store that was formed in November, and all the alcohol that was inside the store and the bottles that were not covered. And Maryland state law states that to have alcohol in your store for sale, you have to have invoices to cover it, and or being that he purchased the store 2 months prior, his bulk transfer order should have covered the alcohol that he didn't have. And the law
that's your
actually,
argument.
yeah, because the law actually states that you're not supposed to have anything in your store alcohol-wise for sale without an
there-
invoice or a bulk transfer order to, because he purchased it, a bulk
Is-
transfer order to account for his alcohol.
Is there, because your report makes a whole lot of allegations, and I really need to go through these because this is going to have an impact on what the board decides tonight. Do you have any evidence that there were counterfeit stamps or certificates in the premises?
No, that falls under the law. I just pretty much wrote the whole law out so that you could see where it came from. I think they never took it out of the law because they used to have stamps on bottles once upon a time.
I'm old enough to remember that.
I'm not.
So at the store, your field count said there were 94 bottles.
Right.
How is it that there were 96 bottles when you got to ATCC?
Sure. When we do a field count, it's never an official count. We actually have a evidence manager that actually does an official count when we bring it down to the
Okay,
to
I'd
the
like
storage
to show
area.
you, though, what's going to be marked as license number 2. This is a copy of the field report that you left at the establishment on the 2nd, correct?
Right,
And it shows 94 bottles.
right.
Now, did my clients or any of their representatives ask you for a detailed inventory?
No, they were standing right there. Mr. Rodriguez was standing
Did
there.
anybody ask
No. And at that time, Ms. Sanchez, if I'm saying her name right, and Mr. Rodriguez was there.
So how is it that there were 2 more bottles on the 4th of February than there were when you seized them on the 2nd of February?
Normally, when you pack the boxes, you have different people packing at one time, and you try to make sure you account for each bottle. That's why when we get down to headquarters, they do an official count. And our official count with our account manager landed 96 as opposed to 94.
I still don't quite understand how, but that's okay. We'll go on. As you may or may not know, I repeatedly, and I can provide the board with copies of the correspondence if it wants, I repeatedly contacted ATCC requesting a detailed inventory. And it was not until the 18th that you returned to R&V. Now, at that time, did you set up in your computer at R&V and actually work on the report?
No,
Did you work on anything while you were there?
when I came to R&V, I opened up my computer and I went to the property listing, the official property listing that our property manager gave me, and I wrote out each bottle.
So
That was after our official count.
Okay, so you hand wrote the report at R&V?
I hand wrote the inventory list that you requested.
Okay, so why didn't, if you had that on your computer, why wasn't there just a printout given?
We have laptops, no printer that we carry around.
But were you ever in the office between the 2nd, the 4th, and the 18th?
So no, I'm a field agent, so I go out in the field every day. I do inspections.
That's a fair answer.
And I was instructed by my supervisor to go to R&V because you requested a detailed list, and I went to R&V with my computer after the official count, and I brought the paperwork and I wrote it out for you.
Now, on the last paragraph of the first page of the report that I have that's dated April 30th, and I don't believe you read this, you have a statement, allocated liquor is shipped out almost immediately and not held at the processing plant or warehouse. What's your source for that?
That would be the class that I took at a county.
Okay, but have you actually talked to wholesalers and distributors about what their process is?
No.
Okay, so it is altogether possible that the information that you think you learned either was inaccurate or perhaps you didn't hear it quite right. It's possible there's another policy in place by different wholesalers, correct? Different wholesalers have different mechanisms of distribution to clients, to customers, correct?
I would say it's possible, but I'm telling you, I'm going by the education that I actually
that's
obtained
fair.
when I was at the class.
That's fair. Board's indulgence for 1 moment. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I have no further questions of the witness at this time.
Mr. Chairman, any questions of the witness?
Agent Washington, how long have you been employed with ATCC?
4 years.
I'm sorry?
4 years.
4 years, okay, very good. And I think you said on your second visit, Agent Hawk went with you.
Yes.
And what was the purpose of that?
Agent Hawk was actually, I don't want to call him a Mr. Miyagi, but he actually taught me a lot about alcohol. And normally when I have like a case or a big case that I think is going to occur, I normally bring him just to make sure that everything is in decency and order.
Okay. No, I understand. I was a field training officer myself at one time, and I understand the importance of that. You produced a copy of the inventory. Did you leave it with them? Is that correct?
I did.
Okay. No further questions of the agent at this time.
And you left it when you came back the third time, correct?
No, when I came back the second time, I gave him a copy of the bulk transfer order because that's.
Oh, I'm
that's
sorry.
what he
I
was trying to
misunderstood your
utilize to
question.
actually account
Okay.
for the
I
alcohol.
misunderstood. I thought you were asking about her inventory, the inventory she prepared.
Go ahead, Bert.
Commissioner
Right,
Stoops, any
that-
questions?
I'm confused by it too. Like,
Oh,
the-
okay.
You produced the bulk transfer report, but not the inventory list of what
No,
you were
I
taking
did.
out of the store.
I did come back on the 18th of February, and that was after our official count at headquarters. And I was instructed to come back and write out the inventory list. I was instructed to write it out, so I did what I was instructed to do.
So that inventory list was on your laptop at that time, and then you wrote it out?
Yes,
So you had an inventory list on your laptop?
I did. I had the inventory that we seized from the store. After our official count, our account manager sends us a list of the alcohol that was seized, and I was instructed to go back to the store and write it out.
So you seize the alcohol and you make the list after the alcohol leaves the store?
Yeah, when we seize the alcohol, we do an official count down at headquarters. We have someone that comes in, and like our account manager, our evidence manager, and he does an official count. Normally, when you season a lot of bottles in or tobacco, there's always a miscount. You seize it, you don't have, how can I say, it's not enough time in a day to just sit and count each and every one. And as we count, we try to make sure that we count it officially there, but we still go down and they do a second count to make sure that everything is in place. And if it's not, then, like I reached out, we were 2 bottles off. I advised that we were 2 bottles off.
Commissioner Stoops, any further questions?
No.
Redirect, if I may.
Please.
Agent Washington, you said you went to where the inventory is kept, and where is that?
In our headquarters evidence room.
So you actually did, in fact, go back to the headquarters, so it would have been possible for you to, never mind, I withdraw the question. When you were removing the inventory from the establishment on the 3rd, I've got to keep my dates straight here, you did take photographs at the time, correct?
Yes,
And what were they taken on? What kind, a phone, a cell phone?
cell phone.
Thank you.
May I explain something?
There's no question pending.
Okay.
Sorry, ma'am.
I have no further questions, thank you. Oh, I do have one, I apologize. Have you seen the computer-generated report that ATCC sent us in response to our Freedom of Information or Public Information request?
No.
So the red numbers are mine, but you haven't seen this format anywhere?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Wait a minute, let me see one more time.
The red numbers are mine.
This is our inventory list.
Right, this is your inventory list. Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
Ms. Carter, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Snoops, I've given you what will be marked, please, as licensees exhibit number 3. And as you've just heard Agent Washington indicate, this is their computer-generated list of items. The first page. There are numbers, the first 2 pages, I apologize, the first page. There are numbers that we have put on this in red. And those numbers correspond to the receipts that Sebastian Kim, the prior owner, has provided us with. I'm still troubled by the number of bottles. I don't know how it can come up to 96 when it was 94, and that's troubling. And it's troubling because we don't know what bottles weren't counted, if any. We don't know what kind of controls are in the storage room. But leaving that aside, we have come up with 95 bottles, all but one, the Lone Whisker, which we cannot find a receipt for. But I would ask the board to please look at this. And it may take you some time. So I would actually suggest to the board as an accommodation to everybody else that's sitting out here, if the board would kindly look at this, do it in camera, and then I would like 10 days in which to file a legal memo to address some of the issues. I will tell you that there is nothing in Comar that requires a detailed.
Could you speak a little closer to
I
the
apologize.
microphone, please?
There is nothing in Comar that requires a detailed inventory. There is nothing in what I will always affectionately refer to as Article 2B, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G article.
Understood.
That requires a detailed inventory. The bulk transfer permit is not under oath. My client trusted the seller to provide him with an inventory that was accurate. We all now know it wasn't. We absolutely know it wasn't. And I've had the opportunity, and the licensee can tell you because we were on that phone call together, the gentleman that runs AccuCount, who did the inventory, said, well, we lump bottles together. We don't really do it bottle by bottle because nobody really cares. I kid you not, that's what his said. I've been doing this way for 40 years. And I had a big fight with him about it, and I'm sure I'm not on his list of favorite people right now. But I think the ability to rely on the receipts is implicit in the law. And the report is replete with allegations about, fraud and failure to pay taxes and all. But when we get down to it, it's really a matter of record keeping and whether or not the inventory that accompanied the bulk transfer permit was accurate. And I will acknowledge it was not. And I will acknowledge the receipts were not on the premises. But ATCC, to their credit, usually gives people a day to put them in order. And the other thing I want the board to remember is there's actually a provision in the law that says you only have to keep the receipts for 2 years. Now, again, so there's a conflict here. Now, Sebastian happens to be one of those people, and the board may remember him. He's a really nice guy. He keeps everything. And we had actually wanted him to be here tonight, but he had a conflict and couldn't be. But I would respectfully request that you all look at this, what's been marked as licensees exhibit number 3, and allow me 10 days to write a legal memo.
Ms. Carter, would you allow the board to ask your clients questions
Of course.
after that memo? Agent, did you have any objections to that being submitted via memo?
No, I don't have any objections, so. that being submitted.
Then, Ms. Carter, we would give you 10 days to
Thank
submit
you.
that memo. This is an unusual circumstance, and I'm not sure this is a precedent we want to set, but we'll do that for this matter.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, this particular case is over for now, and thank you, Agent. And a decision will be made forthcoming.
Just
You're
a brief
excused.
advisement to the licensees and witnesses that if the board comes back with questions, any questions would be answered under oath. In
Absolutely.
the response.
Yeah, you understand? Right,
Got it.
okay, very
Thank
good.
you.
All right, thank you.
All right, our next case is going to be, excuse me, for 177 Liquors R Us Inc., trading as 177.
You're not giving me any breaks tonight, wait, reading.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Carter.
I know.
Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please.
I've been watching it
Yeah, you're fine.
after this one.
Once I get up here.
Hi, Linda, how are you? It's a long night.
All right, so everyone, please remain standing and raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm on the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you. Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Corporal Ford, SOD.
Thanks. Ms. Kim. Name and address for the record, please.
Chung Kim, my address, 845 Copperleaf Court, Fairfax Station, Virginia, 22039.
Desiree Reeves, 691 207th Street, Pasadena, Maryland, area code 21122.
Proper Barber, 7849 Mansion House Crossing, Pasadena, Maryland.
Zahid Jaffrey, 3524 Clydewater Place, Laurel, Maryland.
Thank you.
And Ms. Carter, if I may, we have more witnesses than we do people who are summoned, which is usually
And
a
I'm
problem.
actually probably not going to have anybody testify, so y'all can have a seat. Just be close in case I need you. Thank you.
Detective?
Good evening. Once again, Detective Middleton, 1061 Anne Arundel County Police District Operations. This incident was April 6th of this year, 2026. It was approximately 5:15 p.m. Corporal Ford and I were working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks of retail businesses. We directed a confidential source, 20 years of age subject, to enter the 177 Liquors located at 2903 Mountain Road, Pasadena, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. The confidential source was searched prior to the detail to make sure he did not have any money, identification, or alcoholic beverages on his person. The confidential source was verified through Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration, and I do have a certified copy of driving record here tonight. We observed the confidential source enter the business. The CS went to the store, picked out a six-pack of Corona Extra beer, took it to the front counter. The clerk did not ask the CS for identification. The CS was given official Anne Arundel County funds, was able to purchase the Corona Extra beer from the clerk. The CS exited the business, immediately turned over the alcoholic beverages to myself, Detective Ford. I know through my training, knowledge, and experience that Corona Extra beer is an alcoholic beverage. Entered the store, identified myself as a police officer, identified the clerk as Miss Desiree Ribesam. She was advised of the violation. She advised that she has not had the alcohol awareness training and was working there for approximately 7 months. I asked her why she didn't scan a license for the sale. I am familiar that the store does have a scanner system. She advised that the scanner hasn't worked for approximately 2 weeks. She said that they have a new owner and the system hasn't been updated for the scanner to work. The manager on duty was identified as Mr. Kim, who advised he was on the manager's agreement with the liquor board. Photographs were taken of the alcohol, the Anne Arundel County liquor license, and the clerk was cooperative. The store was not busy at the time of the sale. A copy of this report was submitted to the liquor board. That would be my statement of facts.
Ms. Carter, any questions?
I have no questions of the officer.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
No questions for the officer.
Commissioner Snoops, any questions? Ms. Carter?
Thank you, and again, if I could please do this by proffer for the sake of expediency. As the officer indicated, this violation took place on April 6th. The store, the liquor board had approved the transfer of the store, and the settlement actually took place on March 23rd. So this happened about 2 weeks after the new owners were operating the business. if you all haven't been to 177 in a while, it probably looks today very much like it looked 30 years ago. It's in need of some substantial improvements and renovations. And the only reason we haven't transferred, or the biggest reason we haven't transferred the license yet, is because of this pending violation that in all honesty, took place on my client's watch, the purchasers. I am aware of the violation history of the old owner, but this was not on her. This was really on my clients. So the first thing that they did, even though they're going to be upgrading the POS system, is they did in fact put in a scanner. That does work. And if I could, this would be incoming licensees or exhibit number 1, please. They have also made sure that they have 10 employees. We have 10 employees that, excuse me, we have 11 employees. We have 10 of whom are certified. The one person is just a stock clerk. He never gets behind the register. And if you all are familiar with that store, the cash registers sit in the middle. They're not on the wall. So there's no stocking to be done. So it is, and if I could, I'd like to introduce these as licensees exhibit number 2, please. The incoming licensee, stand up, wave, where are you? I'm sorry, see, I'm sorry. Is an experience, as we indicated when we were before you, is an experienced operator. He was very, very upset that this happened because this was an employee that had been working for, as I know her, Linda, it's easy for me to remember that name, had been working for her. That was actually her last day. She had given her notice. Unfortunately, I think maybe she had checked out when the officer and the undercover operative came in. The incoming licensees are very upset about this. Lee and Shree both have lots of experience in the industry. I don't think I've had any violations for them at any of their prior locations, and they really don't want to be back before you again. As I said, they're planning somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000 of renovations to the store, and that will include a better POS system than what's there. So right now, the scanning system, the POS system could not have an integrated scanning system. So the policy is everybody gets carded. There are pictures of how it works. And it was interesting when I talked to the client because they don't just take the card and scan it. They take the card and they ask, how old are you? What's your birth date? What's your address? And then they scan it because they're trying to make sure that the card actually belongs to the person that it's being scanned. And Mr. Chairman, members of the board, that would be our case.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
A couple. The certificates that were handed to us, they all seem to be, of course, in order. The management agreement we have on file, last dated May 29th, 26, shows 5 people on there, 3 of which don't have certificates on file. They're not included here, so I assume they're no longer employed.
They're no longer employed, or yeah, they must not be.
Okay, well, we need to get this management agreement.
Yes, he's acknowledging that
Is
to
that
be
correct?
accurate.
Okay, well, we need to get your management agreement updated tomorrow.
We
all
will
right?
do that.
Okay, so that's one thing. Ms. Carter, I understand your situation here, but ultimately the responsibility still falls back on the licensee at present. And Ms. Linda and I go back a long ways. I am very familiar with that store, and I know the volume of business that she does, and I can appreciate the fact that because of the volume, there's a lot of traffic. But I have difficulty with the amount of ASCC or violation sales to minors. The only question that I have is, does Ms. Kim have any action with this at the present time, today,
No.
yesterday,
No.
tomorrow?
In fact, the day after settlement, she went on vacation for the first time in how many years?
No, I'm sure, well-deserved. Then that kind of brings me a question to the present manager, not the necessarily licensee, because you are still the licensee. Sir, you're aware of the fact that once you came into an agreement to purchase this business and take it over and become the licensee, you carry a lot of responsibility.
Yes, I do understand.
And with that, I have a problem why there wasn't more supervision, closer supervision for those employees that were working there at the time of this infraction. And can you tell me what, if anything, you're doing or going to do that is going to enlighten us as to how you plan on changing this?
First, I do apologize for that. We are working on it. It was just quickly happened right after we took over. And we are going to improve the system, and we are going to talk to more and get training for all the employees. They can do full responsibility.
You're going to? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions for you at this
Thank you.
time. Commissioner Snoops? Anything else you'd like to say, Ms. Carter?
I have nothing further, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
This is a little bit different than the average and the norm, and I understand that. But I also understand that this establishment, 177 Liquors, this will be the sixth violation in about a 9-year period. I also understand that I only take into consideration, or this board, I should say, only takes into consideration the previous 5 years. But it still brings it up to the fourth sale to minors in a 5-year period. And I find that it's atrocious. I find that it goes against everything that this liquor board and this administration, and I think the public would not want their youth subject to the alcohol that's being moved or sold to them. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we find you guilty on the 2 charges, which is minors and under the age of 21, which makes it the fourth offense within a 5-year period. And I'm not quite sure how Ms. Kim and the present management people are going to handle this, nor am I concerned about it. What I am concerned about is that 177 Liquors and soon to be out of your hands, and I'm sure you'll be glad
It's
to.
already out of my hands.
Well, okay, then we're going to find out. But because it's the fourth violation, which to me is just ridiculous, I'm going to fine you $2,500 for each of those 2 charges, which is a total of $5,000. And I'm also going to suspend that license of 177 Liquors, which is going to fall back on you for a period of 10 days. And that's the motion that I'm making. Looking for a second? Okay. All right, I'm going to rescind that back up. Have somebody that feels sorry for you. All right, but trust me, I'm going to keep the motions for the two $2,500 fines, which is total 5,000. And I am going to make a motion for a 3-day suspension, which will be a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to take place other than on a holiday weekend. I won't do that to you, as soon as possible. I'm looking for a second.
I second the motion for a 3-day suspension. And it's not that I feel sorry for you, as much as I'm a business person, I know what it's like to lose 3 days of business. I would never want to do that, but I hope you take it seriously.
But I'd like to, and first of all, I'm going to vote on it. I have a second. All in favor? Aye, aye. So that's the ruling of the hearing. Sir, you need to be extremely careful because you bought a really nice place, and hopefully you can run it as well as Linda has. But at the same time, the track record is not good. And that track record is going to follow you. So please be careful. All right? Hopefully you can run it. All right, that's the order of the liquor board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
All right, our
I'll see
next
you
case is going to be for Eddie's Grill, Inc., trading as original Eddie's Grill. Edward Conway, the third president, Deborah Conway, vice president, Thomas Raff, secretary, chief inspector Dwayne Gottschalk, Inspector Mark Muckelbauer. This is a Class H restaurant, BWL, with music and Sunday license, located at 553A Baltimore Annapolis Boulevard, Serena Park, Maryland, 21146, with no restrictions. This is for a violation of the Arundel County Rules and Regulations, Section 4.16, titled Unauthorized Conduct, in reference to Liquor Board Citation Number 1675 by Chief Inspector Dwayne Gottschalk, incident dated April 30th, 2026. Second violation of rules and regulations for the Arundel County Liquor Board, Section 3.10, communications via the same citation. Third violation is for Arundel County Liquor Board Rules and Regulations, Section 3.02A, titled Cooperation, in reference to the same citation. And the last violation will be for Arundel County Liquor Board Rule and Regulations, Section 2.02A, titled Application. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Chief Inspector Dwayne Gottschalk with the Anne Arundel County Liquor Board.
Edward Conway, Graceville, Maryland.
Ma'am?
107, 109 Shamrock Road.
You go.
Janet Gagnon, the Anne Arundel County Liquor Board.
Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Ertl. During a during a violation hearing on October 14, 2025, Eddie Conway, owner of Gary's Grill, went on the record stating that his resident agent and co-licensee, Mr. Thomas Rafe, had passed away 6 months prior. This claim resurfaced during the liquor license renewal process in April of 2026, when Mr. Conway again informed the Arundel County Liquor Board of Mr. Rafe's death. In response, the board directed Mr. Conway to submit a death of a licensee form along with supporting documentation, such as a death certificate or obituary. Mr. Conway failed to produce these documents, claiming that they could not be found. Board staff conducted a public records search, which revealed that Mr. Raff was actually residing in Pennsylvania. Upon contacting the phone number found in the public records, board staff spoke with Ms. Rafe, who confirmed her husband was alive and well, though suffering from dementia. She further revealed that her husband had not been involved with the liquor license or business operations for several years, nor had he signed any renewal paperwork during that time. On April 30th, 2026, Mr. Conway arrived at the liquor board office to inquire about the status of his license renewal, at which point board staff confronted him with the information that Mr. Rafe had been located alive. When questioned regarding the validity of the signatures on previous renewal forms, Mr. Conway admitted to board staff that he had been personally signing Mr. Rafe's name on the documents for each renewal period. Mr. Conway further confessed to establishing a fictitious email account which he led the board to believe belonged to Mr. Rafe in order to intercept and fraudulently execute the renewal paperwork. The establishment's liquor license renewal was subsequently held by the board as a result of this information. Copies of communications and liquor board notice of violation number 1675 are attached to this report. A violation of Anne Arundel County Liquor Board Rules and Regulations 2.02A, application, 3.02A, cooperation, 3.10, communications, and 4.16, unauthorized conduct were observed during this investigation. All events occurred in Anne Arundel County, Maryland. That is my statement of facts.
Sir, do you have any questions for the Chief Inspector?
Oh, no questions.
Chairman, do you have any questions for the Chief Inspector?
No, I think his report's pretty self-explanatory. No questions at this time.
Commissioner Snoops, do you have any questions? Sir? The floor is yours.
Might be here a while. I was informed by the previous owner who was best friends with Tom that he passed, and so I went off of the word and I feel stupid, but it wasn't in intent. All I've done my whole life is I try to take care of everybody, including, most importantly, my extended family, who are my employees, and they now are suffering a bit financially because of the decision that happened for them to be try to make them more. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
I'm not going to drag this out any longer than I have to for your sake as well as everybody here. I understand a friend of your partner told you that he was deceased, but there was also quite a few times where evidently there was a false email address that was put together.
I don't know.
All right. You're more than welcome to take all the time in the world you want to explain, or you can just nod and we'll move on. A couple of the other things that I'm concerned about, Eddie, if I may, is the fact that several renewals went by and somebody signed his name. And I believe you have admitted to that, to the chief. Am I correct in saying that?
Honest, yeah.
Okay. All right. What I'm trying to do is make sure everybody out here understands this is not just a simple case. It's really not. We take very seriously the applications which you've been filling out for years. When you sign it or you have somebody sign it and it's notarized, right, there's an oath there. There's And it cannot be taken lightly. And that's what I'm having so much of a problem with. And I remember the last time you were here and the circumstances and all that. But I think my biggest thing is that since that last time, a lot of this has occurred and should not have occurred. These people here sitting at this table, and I think you know this, would go way, way, way out of their way to help you do whatever you need.
They are incredible human beings.
Exactly, and that's what I want to make sure everybody out there understands. We're not here just to listen and violate you or fine you, but at the same time, we need to make sure that every licensees, and there's quite a few of them sitting out there now, understand that there's rules and regulations and there's things that you have to go by. And when you sign an application, it's important. I'm not going to ask you any more questions. I think I've heard enough for me. Perhaps Commissioner Snoops?
Commissioner Snoops, any questions?
Okay. Chief, is there anything else you wanted to point out as the investigator in this?
No other points, sir.
Okay. Mr. Conway, is there anything you want to say, or your mother, that would you like to address this board before we pass down a sentence? Okay.
I would like to if I may address all of you. And I know this is gonna hurt me saying this. I'm I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just you guys are great.
If there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion. And please understand that the motion that I'm about to make is for not just your welfare, but for your mother's and for that of the original Gary's Grill. I am going to find you guilty of all 4 of the charges. I'm going to fine you $500, or make a motion to fine you $500 for each of the 4, which is a total of $2,000. But I'm also going to do something that might seem a little harsh, but I think it's necessary. And that is, I'm going to order that you, Eddie Conway, be removed from the license as a licensee. Now, let me explain that. Because of this action, as well as previous records, this board, I personally don't think you are fit and proper under the circumstances. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean you can't work there. That doesn't mean you can't, be a participant. But what it does mean is your name has to come off of that license, and you can perhaps find somebody to join your mother on the license, and we're not removing you, Mrs. Conway, just so you know. This is directed at Eddie. And we also feel that the other gentleman, who I understand has some problems as well as moving and living out of state, needs to be removed from that license as well. So the only one that can stay on that license is you, Mrs. Conway. Now you can add whoever you want on there. And I'm not going to order you not to go back into the business or not participate, because I know you started that business, or actually took it over, and did a really good job. I remember being an inspector at your place when you first got started. But at the same time, I hope you understand that the motion that I'm making is for not just the good of Gary's, but for the good of you and your mother. All right, my motion is $500 for 4 charges, $2,000 plus administrative costs, plus you need, and I'll give you 60. We'll give you 60 days from today. 60 days from today to find 2 other licensees to take the place of you and your partner, okay? And you guys can work on that. That's 60 days. And please be very careful not to come back in front of us within that 60 days.
Mr.
Okay?
Chairman, I just want to clarify, are they eligible to operate presumably tomorrow, or do they have to file prior? I think it's the board's, the staff's impression that they're able to operate tomorrow, is that correct?
Please, for my employee, please.
Okay, I'm sorry, bear with me. All right. What we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and rescind everything that's taken place as far as you not being able to sell alcohol. You can, starting tomorrow, open up and sell alcohol. But again, remember the warning that I just gave you.
Yes.
Tread
sir,
extremely
sir.
careful, because if you come back in front of at least me
Yeah,
or this board,
but I'm not gonna be.
okay,
be
please,
here.
Eddie, excuse me.
The license has to be picked up physically tomorrow.
Okay.
I suggest if you want to, you could be there early enough, you could pick up your license and, open up right after.
Not 9. Yeah.
No, not tonight.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, have a second, correct?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Good night, lots of luck to you, please don't come back.
Thank you.
All right, our next case is going to be for John's Liquors and General Store, John's Liquors and General Store LLC. Harjeet Mahal, member, Gregory Robinson, member, Dawn Francis Zitis, employee, Kelly Tyler. Detective Middleton, badge number 1061, Corporal Ford, 2286, Sergeant White, 1329, Inspector Jim Kirizoglu. It's for a Class A package, BWL, with Sunday license located at 812 Duval Highway, Pasadena, Maryland, 21122, with no restrictions. This is for a violation of Anne Arundel County Liquor Board Rule and Regulation, Chapter 4, Section 4.01A, titled Minors. Reference to Anne Arundel County Police Report Number 710-462 by Detective Middleton, Corporal Ford, and Sergeant White, dated April 6, 2026. And a second violation for, alcoholic beverages and cannabis article.
Does the licensee waive reading?
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear to, please remain standing and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Greg Robinson, 16 10 West Street, suite number 205.
Thank you.
Harjeet Mahal, 41765 Elkins Terrace, Aldi, Virginia, 20105.
Thanks.
Dawn Zeitz, 818 Riverside Drive, Apartment A, Pasadena, Maryland, 21122.
Kelly Tyler, 725 Duval Highway, Pasadena, Maryland, 21122.
Thank you. Mr. Riddle?
Detective?
Good evening, Detective Middleton, Anne Arundel County Police, District Operations. This was April 6th of this year, 2026. It was approximately 6:30 p.m. Corporal Ford, myself, and Sergeant White were working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks for retail businesses. We directed a confidential source, 20 years of age subject, to enter John's Liquors and General Store located at 812 Duval Highway in Pasadena, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. Confidential source was searched prior to the detail to make sure he did not have any money, identification, or alcoholic beverages on his person. Confidential source's age was verified through Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration, and I do have a certified copy tonight of driving record. We observed the confidential source enter the business. The CS went to the store, picked out a 6-pack of Arnold Palmer Spiked Tea, took it to the front counter. The clerk did not ask the CS for identification. The confidential source was given official Anne Arundel County funds, was able to purchase the Arnold Palmer Spiked Tea from the clerk. The CS exited the business, immediately turned over the alcoholic beverages myself and Detective Ford. We know through our training knowledge experience that Arnold Palmer Spike Tea is an alcoholic beverage. I entered the store, identified myself as a police officer, identified the clerk as Dawn Zeitz. She's seated over there on the left. Advised her of the violation. She advised that she has had the alcohol awareness training, has been working there for approximately 10 years. She also advised that she was on the manager's agreement with the liquor board. There was only one other employee at the store, identified as Miss Kelly Tyler, who's also seated down there on the left. Ms. Zeitz stated, "I thought he was a regular customer who always comes here." A photograph was taken of the clerk and the Anne Arundel County liquor license, which was properly displayed. Photographs were taken of Arnold Palmer Twisted Tea, and it was subsequently destroyed. The clerk was cooperative. The store was not busy at the time of the sale. And that would be my statement of facts.
Do you have any questions, sir?
No questions. That's a fair statement.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
No, no questions at all.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions?
Sure. I would just add that, you know, as the officer indicated, it's like there for at least 10 years. Tells it's 12 years, but still a long, lengthy period of time. And she made a mistake. She thought she knew the customer. She went ahead and ran it in alcoholic beverage.
The guy that I thought he was born on 12/2002. Like the same guy, and he even bought the same exact thing.
I just point out is that the officer indicated everybody's gone through the training, they have the appropriate licensing on the walls, and Ms. Hall indicates that they have the scanner devices on the
Yes.
POS.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
I would like to,
No.
Mr. Chairman and respective board of member, I would like to apologize for our mistakes. We have everything provided, like scanner IDs, and all my employees are the manager list, and I don't let them go behind the POS until they get the certified tip class and the manager list, and there was confusion mistake, and I apologize for that.
Okay, thank you. I have no other questions. If there's anything else, if not, I'll make a motion.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions?
My question is, if you have a scanning device, you just didn't use it that night?
We entered in by
You didn't ask ID.
we have to ask ID, our scanners, it pops up, and we have to enter. I entered his ID so many times, I knew it by heart, and I thought it was him. 2022, or 2022. That's how we do ours. I ask for ID, I take it off.
But you didn't get the ID.
Not this time. Like I said.
Unfortunately, that system,
The system works. Can I say something if you don't mind?
Yes, go ahead.
We cannot even scan the little miniature of alcohol. I mean, it's not gonna let us ring until we put the date of birth to look at the ID. So everything is the software. We entered each and every alcohol and tobacco items in there and check ID. So soon we scan, it's gonna big red sign come up, check ID, please. So regardless, it's scanner or whatever, but we have to ask ID to enter the date of birth to scan it. That's the mistake happened, so she did not ask for ID, which I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you've heard me say it tonight, and every other night I've been sitting in this chair. Multiple offenses aren't taken lightly. This is your third offense for sale to minors in a 5-year period, which is what we take back as a time period. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that on both charges that we fine you $1,500 per charge, a total of $3,000. And Mrs. Kamal, I was borderline with adding a suspension to this. I'm not going to do it, and the reason I'm not going to do it is that the first violation was back in '21, so you're really close to that falling off of that 5-year period. But let me warn you, again, like everybody else, please be careful, because the next time you're liable to end up getting it. So my recommendation or motion is $1,500 per charge, total of $3,000 in cost. Looking for a second?
I second.
All right, I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so be it. All right, please be careful.
Thank you so much. Sorry again.
All right, our next case is going to be for Plaza Wine and Spirits LLC. Thank you. Trading as Plaza Liquors. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward and remain standing and raise your right hand.
Yeah. Oh, you again? Oh. All right.
You're not done with me yet.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you please be seated? Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Barakanti,
Address, please.
4159 Mountain Road, Pasadena, Maryland, 21122.
Sir?
Home address
Home
is
address,
Oh.
please.
3942 Woodbury Meadow Drive, Fairfax, Virginia, 22033.
Thank
Thought
you.
the address
Good-
sounded strangely familiar.
Good catch, Ms. Carter. Sir?
6217,
Your name first.
sorry, Kalyan Srest, 6217 Deep Triple Canyon,
Address?
21045.
And Javon Brown, address is 1420 Crane Highway, apartment 11, Glen Burnie, Maryland, 21061.
Thank you. Ms. Hurdle?
Detective?
Good evening. Detective Middleton, Anne Arundel County Police District Operations. This was April 6th of this year, 2026, was approximately 5:45 p.m. Sergeant White, Detective Ford, myself are working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks of retail businesses. We directed a confidential source, 20 years of age, to enter the Plaza Wine and Spirit Liquors at 4159 Mountain Road, Pasadena, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. Confidential source was searched prior to the detail to make sure he did not have any money, identification, or alcoholic beverages on his person. Confidential source's age was verified through Maryland Motor Vehicle Administration, and I do have a certified copy here tonight. We observed the confidential source enter the business. The CS went to the store, picked out a 6-pack of Blue Moon Mango Wheat Ale, took it to the front counter. The clerk did not ask the CS for identification. CS was given official Anne Arundel County funds and was able to purchase the Blue Moon Mango Ale from the clerk. CS exited the business, immediately turned over the alcoholic beverages to us outside. I know through my training, knowledge, and experience that Blue Moon Mango Wheat Ale is an alcoholic beverage. I entered the store, identified myself as a police officer, identified the clerk as Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown was advised of the violation. She advised that she had the alcohol awareness training, has been working there for approximately 1.5 weeks. I asked for the manager on duty, and Ms. Brown stated he already left for the day. I asked her who the manager was, and she stated Z, just the letter Z. There was only one other employee at the store identified as Kaylin Shirazda. Photograph was taken of Ms. Brown and the Anne Arundel County liquor license properly displayed. Photograph was taken of the Blue Moon Mango Ale, was subsequently destroyed. The clerk was cooperative and the store was not busy at the time of the sale. And a copy was forwarded to the liquor board, and that would be my statement of facts.
Ms. Carter, any questions? Mr. Chairman, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions? No questions. Ms. Carter?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Snoops, if I could proceed by proffer. Oh, I apologize. The staff asked me a question regarding who the gentleman next to me is. That's on the summons. So first, the easy part first. I do actually have an alcohol awareness certificate for Ms. Brown, who has actually tendered her notice. She was a good employee. She made a mistake that night, but she's decided that this is not what she wants to do. Over here. The gentleman sitting next to me was on duty that night. At the time of the incident, he was not a manager. My clients immediately corrected that. We now have 4 managers so that at all times that a licensee is not present, there will in fact be a manager there with a valid alcohol awareness certificate. The store does have a scanner. Unfortunately, it wasn't used that evening. All of the employees are always instructed to card everybody unless it is somebody that they actually know by like name. So if I go over there all the time and they know I'm Linda Carter, they don't have to ask me for my ID. But if you, Mr. Harris, were to walk in, they should ask you for your ID because they don't know you. And as with a lot of my clients, or at least they don't know you as well as they should. As with a lot of my
All
clients.
you gotta do is look on your liquor license. Oh, I'm sorry.
A signature, it does appear a few hundred times. As with many of my clients, it's not just a matter of scanning ID. Scanners are fine as far as they go, but you and I both know if I walk in with Commissioner Snoop's ID, it's not mine. And so many people just scan and don't bother to look to make sure the ID belongs. So the instant scanning by in and of itself is not good. So like so many of my clients, it's we ask for the card and then we ask for information that the card holder should know. You know, if it's in Pasadena, oh, are you close to Riviera Beach? Something like that. So that, you know, it makes them have to, and if they don't respond quickly enough, then they know there's something to look for. We did unfortunately have a violation, I believe in 2023. To the best of my knowledge, and I've been representing Paducah since 2020, and I believe that is the only violation that they've had. And I think it may actually be the first violation of the new location. So we're hoping that we're going to at least double that 3 to make it at least 6 because we don't want to see you anytime soon. Nothing personal.
Chairman, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions?
No questions.
Anything else before I make a motion?
Nothing further, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is a second offense. The last one, as you said, occurred back in 2023 for sale of minors. And we are aware of the fact that at the time of this infraction, Ms. Sherezda is now on a management agreement, but was not.
Yes, correct.
Was not at that time.
That is correct.
So therefore, I'm going to make a motion that we find you guilty of both of the sale to minors and under the age of 21, and because it's a second offense, I'm making a motion of a $1,000 per charge fine, total of $2,000, plus a $250 fine for ownership and operation. So that gives us a total of $2,250 plus administrative fees. That's a motion. Looking for a second.
I second the motion.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So be it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Be careful, please.
All right, our next case is going to be for Air Ventures LLC. Thank you. trading as Martini. Anyone wish to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Oh, Seth Marin, 428 Beaver Street, second floor, Sewickley, Pennsylvania, 15143.
Charlie Garabedian, 53 Amherst Road, Beverly, Massachusetts.
Lisa Holmes, 7336 Cedar Avenue, Jessup, Maryland, 20794.
Thank you. Is Mr. Mack here? Or Ms. Seckman?
She's no longer with the company.
Okay.
Ms. Reckengoss, we have two individuals that are supposed to be here today, and one of them is Ms. Seckman, who you've indicated is not with the company anymore. Mr. Walker was excused, and is Mr. Mack present?
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I was not made aware that Mr. Mack was summoned. When I requested Mr. Walker's excusal, I explained to the board who would be present on behalf of the licensee. Oh, and for the record, Mr. Mack is no longer employed with this company either. Mr. Mack is no longer employed with this company either. Yeah.
Who do we have with us today?
We have Seth Marin, Charlie Garbedian, and Lisa Holmes.
Do we have any licensees here with us
No,
today?
that was part of the excusal request. I have a letter from the board that approved the excusal. Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Detective?
Detective Middleton, Anne Arundel County Police, assigned to District Operations. This incident was March 12th of this year. It was approximately 3:30 in the afternoon. Detective Dunkel from Maryland Transportation Authority Police and I were working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks of retail businesses and restaurants. Confidential source was searched before and after the detail to verify that he did not have any money or identification on his person. Confidential source's age was verified through Maryland MVA administration prior to the detail, and a certified copy of driver's license record was obtained. I have that here tonight. We directed the confidential source, 19 years of age, to enter the Martini Bar at the BWI Airport, 7050 Friendship Road, Linthicum, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. The confidential source and myself entered the bar, sat down together. The CS ordered a Sam Adams draft beer from the bartender. Bartender spoke to the confidential source directly, advised that they were out of Sam Adams, and suggested another brand. The CS then asked for a Michelob Ultra draft beer. The bartender did not ask the CS or myself for identification, served the CS the Michelob draft beer. I asked for a Michelob Ultra, and the bartender served me that draft beer. The CS exited the restaurant at this time. I know through my training, knowledge, and experience that Michelob Ultra draft beer is an alcoholic beverage. I identify myself as a police officer and advise the bartender of the violation. I identified the bartender as Sharon Seckman via her BWI airport identification. The bartender advised that she has had the alcohol awareness training and was recently hired at the bar. Photograph was taken of Ms. Seckman and her identification. Photographs were taken of Michelob Ultra beer. Photograph was taken of the Anne Arundel County liquor license, which was properly displayed on the wall. There were no other employees at the bar during this encounter. At the end, I observed the male approach the bar with some items. The male was identified as the manager, Raymond Mack. Manager Mack advised that he was downstairs picking up items for the bar. I advised him of the violation, and Mr. Mack advised that he was on the manager's agreement with the liquor board. A copy of this report was forwarded to the Anne Arundel County Liquor Board. The bartender was cooperative. The bar was busy, and she was there by herself. Obviously, Ms. Seckman advised that she usually checks identification, but she was tired and had been working at the bar since 6 a.m. that morning. That would be my statement of facts.
Mr. Eckengos, any questions?
I have no questions. Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, any questions? No questions. Commissioner Snoops, any questions? Mr. Eckengos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Madam Chairman, Madam Commissioner. I would like to proceed by way of proffer. As indicated, Ms. Zeckman was serving at the time. She is a 10-year experienced bartender and was hired for those reasons. She had signed off on Air Ventures' in-house alcohol awareness policies, which requires every employee to card anybody who looks under the age of 50. And as indicated by the officer's report, she chose not to ask for identification in this case, so she was terminated for failure to follow Air Ventures' policies and procedures, which she had signed off on. It is accurate that she was alcohol awareness training through the responsible service of alcohol with the Maryland Restaurant Association. I have a copy of her certification to confirm what was in the inspector's report. They take this training very serious. Every employee who handles or serves alcohol goes through alcohol awareness training, state approved, before they hit the floor. They have 5 of their 7 employees are listed on the management agreement. Mr. Mack, we do now need to update that in light of his termination, that he's no longer with this location, but there are 5 of them listed on the management agreement. As a result of this violation, they took the opportunity to develop a quiz on their internal policies and procedures of alcohol to update and refresh all of their servers and bartenders on the responsible service, to make them go through their in-house training again and take a 10-question quiz. Thankfully, all of them have passed it. Just within the last week, Mr. Garbadini, butchering his last name, Garabedian, has met with Fraport, which is the airport concessionaire, and has been advised of also a free alcohol awareness training course. It's not state approved, but all of the managers are going to be taking it in addition to the state approved training that they have. So that's a new, just within the last week, that they're going to be implementing at this location. So with that, I turn over to the board for any questions you may have.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
Well, Mike's on. You are aware of the fact that we now have a program called PASS, P-A-S-S. This is an state-approved alcohol awareness training course that's available to any and all employees of our license holders at no charge. So that's available to you. You know, we're here to help you. And that's one way that we can help. So please feel free to take advantage of it. Question, the manager was not on site because he was downstairs in one of the lockers, I guess, bringing up supplies. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
But yet you have 5 out of 7 people on the manager's agreements?
Yes.
But there was no one else working who was on that manager's agreement that day while he was downstairs?
Sharon Shackman was on. She was on the manager agreement.
And she was also working.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. The point that I was trying to make is there always has to be a manager upstairs. And I'm very familiar with the airport and, you know, the lockers and the bins downstairs on the tarmac and everything else. And I know it takes time to get down through there and back up. But anytime you're going to do that, make sure there's a manager up there, okay? And by the way, in case you're not aware of it, and I think you are, we are stepping up the enforcement for non-compliance at alcohol at the airport. You've probably seen it over the last year, and it's going to continue. So please do your due diligence. Make sure that your people are trained, because we really don't want to see you back here. We like the way we like the way the airport operates, but we have to keep it safe. Okay, I have nothing else.
Mr. Stoops, any questions?
Okay, anything else you want to say before? Okay.
No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
This is the second violation. One was October 25th, 25, following the same protocol that I've mentioned earlier. I'm going to make a motion that we fine you $1,000 for each of the 2 charges, a total of $2,000 plus administrative fees, court costs, and please be careful. Okay, I have a second.
I
Waiting
second
for a
the
second.
motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Done. So be it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
And our next case is going to be for Silver Diner BWI LLC. Thank you, Ms. Carter. Trading as Silver Diner. Anyone wish to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. Please be seated. Please state your name and address for the record, starting from my left.
Yes. Glenn Demore, 5101 Donovan Drive, Alexandria, Virginia, 22304.
Anis Singh, 1064 Copperstone Court, Rockville, Maryland, 20852.
Kyle Rudick, address 2635 Coon Club Road, Westminster, Maryland, 21157.
Thank you. Ms. Erdl.
Detective?
Good evening, Detective Middleton, Anne Arundel County Police District Operations. This incident was March 12th of 2026, approximately 4:45 p.m. Detective Dunkel from Maryland Transportation Authority Police and I were working Operation Save, conducting alcohol sales compliance checks of retail businesses and restaurants at the BWI airport. The confidential source was searched before and after the detail to verify he did not have any money or identification on his person. Confidential source's age was verified through Maryland MVA administration prior to this detail. I do have a certified copy here tonight. We directed the confidential source, 19 years of age, subject, to enter the Silver Diner at BWI Airport, 7050 Friendship Road in Linthicum, Anne Arundel County, Maryland. Confidential source and I entered the restaurant and sat at the bar together. CS and I ordered a Modelo draft beer separately from the bartender. The bartender did not ask the CS or myself for identification and served the confidential source the Modelo beer. The bartender started to pour my draft beer and the tap ran out of beer and then only filled the glass halfway. The bartender came over and advised that she would have to get a new keg hooked up. The bartender then returned approximately 15 minutes later and the tap still did not work. I advised her that I would just take a Michelob Ultra beer instead. She filled the glass and placed it in front of me at the bar. The CS then exited the restaurant at this time. I know through my training, knowledge, experience that Modelo beer is an alcoholic beverage. I walked over to the manager and identified myself as a police officer. Identify the manager as Mr. Buki, that was O'Guns.
Olu.
Oh, okay. Identified the bartender as Daza Kolyar via her BWI airport identification. I advised both of the violation. Ms. Collier advised that she had the alcohol awareness training and has been at the restaurant for 8 years. Photograph was taken of Ms. Collier and her identification. Photograph was taken of the Modelo beer. Photograph was taken of the Anne Arundel County liquor license, which was properly displayed on the wall. The manager advised that he was on the manager's agreement with the liquor board. A copy of this report was forwarded to the Anne Arundel County Liquor Board. The server was cooperative and the bar was not busy. This is my statement of facts.
Ms. Carter, any questions?
No, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions?
If I could again do this by way of proffer, please. I feel like a bookend tonight. I started at BWI Airport and I'm ending at BWI Airport, and neither of my clients have been particularly happy about this. As I could, as licensees exhibit number 1, I'm providing you with a list of 49 employees, all of whom have current alcohol awareness certificates at this location at the airport. They probably have as many certified as any other location at the airport, perhaps more. Glenn was absolutely despondent when this occurred. He contacted me the very next morning, and we've been in constant communication since. There are lots of things that licensees can do to make sure that this type of thing does not happen. However, weak links are always an issue. Well, Glenn's approach is you may have a weak link, but you got to go upstream to prevent it. So in this particular instance, the server was terminated. The manager was terminated. The operating partner was demoted. And currently, sitting over here, the regional director is operating the business. He is the manager on duty. And we don't have a manager form for him yet, but we've got eight people who are certified. There's always somebody there. The management team lost its period bonuses. The leader of the management team lost bonuses for 2 periods. Memos were sent to every bartender and every server in the chain about the seriousness of responsible alcohol service. Every menu is being modified to say we card everybody. And, you know, Glenn's a nice guy, but he doesn't put up with a whole lot. And I will tell you, if a server fails to card, even you or me, Mr. Harris, they're terminated. There's going to be no margin for error. Additionally, at all warm-up sessions, the team leader is required to remind everybody of the importance. We can't undo what's been done, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much more as a company they can do. And I know Glenn would actually like to have the opportunity to say a few words.
Yes, it's, we were here, well, first of all, we were here, thank you, just a couple of months ago. And that is my frustration with, you know, with what occurred here, where we're a company that's very, we give the opportunity for people to improve. And if they struggle with their performance, we really give them the opportunity to be the best they can be, and we'll work with people. But we do have a policy, and the policy, I just try to make it as easy as I can, which is no matter how old somebody looks, I just rather they not guess and wonder, are they 40 or are they not? I just card everybody. I feel like everybody should have an ID with them at all times. So,
Especially at the airport.
especially at the airport, exactly. And now we know that there is even, you know, a bigger focus on the airport, but really for all locations. And I just feel, you know, I sit as the president and CEO of the company, and there's 2,500 people as a part of our organization. And I feel that protecting the organization as a fiduciary responsibility is what I need to do, and to ensure that those 25 people continue to have a job, and we have a license, and we're able to sell our food and sell the alcohol, but we need to do it in a responsible way. So, you know, as I say, forewarned is fair warned, and we let people know that you have to ID everyone, regardless of age. So please, please follow the law, and we're here again.
What's your alcohol percentage, roughly? Or
In the airport specifically?
It's 12% alcohol.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
12% alcohol?
Yeah, and it varies by location, of course, based on the makeup of our restaurant. But yeah, we don't want to be here. We don't want to be here. I'm sure nobody does. We don't want to be here again. And you know, it's really sent out an email to our folks and just said, here's the policy. Let's please make sure to follow it. So we're going to do everything we can to be responsible stewards of the licenses we have. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Chairman, any questions?
No, I have no questions. Well said. Thank you.
Commissioner Stoops, any questions?
nothing further, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. I think you could probably recite what I'm about to say.
Gee, should I guess?
Okay, this is your second offense, as you mentioned, October 22nd, I believe was the last one. And because of that, and because we try to keep everything equal for any and all people, I'm going to make a motion that we fine you $1,000 for each of the two charges, a total of $2,000 plus administrative fees, court costs, and hopefully not to see you again. Anyway, that's a motion. Looking for a second?
I second the motion.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Then do it.
Thank you
Have a
so
good day.
much, and with the board's permission, I'm going home.
Well, if you're going to that, we're going to take a break so you can get out the door.
We're going to take a recess.
Yeah, I'm going to take a, we're going to take a 15-minute recess. I know everybody out there has been here for a while, but We've been up here for a while, so 15 minutes and we'll reconvene. Thank you. Hearing is recessed.
I'll see you next month.
All right, we're making sure everybody's in here that needs to be here, and we'll gavel the hearing back in session in a second. And we're going to gavel it anyway. Okay, the June 23rd, 2026 Liquor Board hearing is back in session. Oh, here they come. All right, first case, Chief, or next case.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next case is going to be for Affiliate Cigar LLC, trading as Affiliate Cigar. James Price, President. James Monroe, Vice President. Pernell Williams, Secretary. This is Inspector Jason McCarthy. There is restriction on the license, one placed on December 8th, 2025. The bar is limited to 10 seats. No alcohol will be served in the store. No beer can be sold. Must be 21 to enter the lounge. There's a second restriction placed October 12th of 2023. Hours of operation are 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. No off sales, no dancing, dance floor, or live entertainment. 70% retail to 30% alcohol. A statement from statement certified by a CPA providing the total annual sales broken down between cigars and alcohol shall be provided as part of the renewal application. This is for a request to remove restrictions, beer sales, and music. Currently, James Price, President. James Monroe, Vice President. Pernell Williams, Secretary, on behalf of Affiliate Cigar LLC, trading as Affiliate Cigar, located 2510 Conway Road, Suite 106, Cambrils, Maryland 21054. It's a Class D tavern, on sale only with BWL, music, and Sunday service. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
James Price, 1307 Riverwood Way, Stony Beach, Maryland, 21226.
Robert Monroe, 3203 81st Avenue, Landover, Maryland, 20785.
Pernell Williams, 1345 Rossback Road, Davidsonville, Maryland, 21035.
Christine Brooks Cropper, 14 Slate Mills Court, Catonsville, Maryland, 21228.
Thank you. Mr. Ertl?
Sir? Yes, I want to say thank you for allowing us to be here today. We have been in business going on 13 years, received a liquor license. We haven't had an incident out of the 13 years that we've been in Anne Arundel County. We have, one thing we had put in place that they have to, you can be 21 to purchase, but you have to be 25 to come back into the lounge. That's something that myself and my partners had agreed to in Anne Arundel County. We're asking that we have the restrictions removed per our request for beer. We do sell wine and spirits such as Scotch, bourbon, and our patrons are, some of them are beer drinkers. And we're asking, can we get that restricted removed for us to sell beer?
As well as music.
Oh yeah, the live entertainment. I'm sorry, my brain.
That's okay. That's why
we
she's
also
here.
want to do a live jazz ensemble, like a 2 to 3 piece band, just to play. Because we have older patrons. Our average age is like 45 and up, and they would like to hear like jazz music.
Did you have any other testimony to give today, sir?
Yes.
Anybody else want to say something?
Oh,
This is your opportunity.
Yeah, you're not going to say anything.
As far as we take pride in our track record, we definitely take pride in that. We speak with the staff constantly about IDing, making sure everybody's ID'd, making sure all customers are safe coming in and out the establishment. We do have an older crowd that prefers music and prefer beer, that don't drink liquor. They don't want no hard liquor, they just want a beer. And that's what we're here for, to apply for.
Anything?
I don't have anything really to say other than the fact that the record speaks for itself. I live right down the street in Davidsonville, and I've heard nothing but good things when I'm there. Also, it's a real nice place, especially on Sundays when people leave church, people want to relax. And like James said, it's an older environment, older crowd. And so being able to diversify, have a different offering is just something that I think would be good for the community and also just good simply for people to be able to get out and enjoy themselves.
So I just want to state that we have submitted some supporting documentation in regards to the restrictions being lifted. We submitted 4 letters of support to have the restrictions lifted, as well as we submitted a petition. Our patrons, about 196 patrons signed to request that the restrictions be lifted. We've already submitted that. If you need original signatures, I have that here with me today that I can give you if you need actual original signatures. But I think I'm going to speak and give the female perspective to Aphelion Cigar Lounge. So a lot of women are starting to smoke cigars. I am a cigar aficionado myself. I will say I've probably been smoking over 17 years now. As far as people think that it's a health concern, it is not. You don't inhale your cigars, but it's the fact that you normally do pairing with cigar smoking. So I may have a good rye whiskey with my cigar. However, there's people that would like to have beer with their cigar, and that's because now they're starting to create craft beers. So when you have chocolate with your cigar or coffee with your cigar, that sometimes is with in the beer now because of the specialty craft beers that are being made at the local breweries that are in the area. Having the restrictions lifted will give the owners a chance to now form partnerships with other breweries in the community, as well as it will help with economic development. It will help with generating more revenue for their business so they can scale their business and thrive within the community. The times are changing. And I know that, people aren't drinking that Miller Lite and that Coors Light anymore. Now they're kind of having an IPA that has orange blossom in it, coffee and chocolate. It pairs very well with your cigar. And so I wanted to give testimony to that the culture, the entertainment, the economic development of it, as well as the taxes, because I know Anne Arundel County has a beer tax. So not only will you be collecting more revenue within the county, you have alcohol tax that's already been taxed, and you'll be able to tax beer as well. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, any questions?
I do, and I'm going to address these questions to the licensees. All right, Mr. Price, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw the questions at you, but if one of your partners would like to answer it or you want them to, please feel free to speak up.
Okay.
In a very short description, how would you explain your establishment compared to any other local tavern or bar? What is the main differences?
The main difference is we don't allow underage. That's it's all adults. It's more of a relaxed environment. We have seen with businesses constructed, marriages that have been met, believe it or not, long time. Just last month, just to give you an example, we have one of our regulars that was from Austin, Texas. And a gentleman came in on a business trip in Washington, D.C., and they haven't seen each other over 30 years. And just to see that type of connection of that type of environment says a lot to me.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. But I think what I was really looking for is what is the major difference between your establishment and any other bar and tavern in this county? And I think the answer would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the fact that you allow smoking of cigars within the establishment and nobody else does.
Correct.
Am I correct in saying that?
Only,
now, there is another establishment,
okay, I'm sorry.
and I am aware of it as well. But as far as taverns, bars, lounges,
Yes.
and all those places, I think the big difference is you are permitted under your license to allow the smoking of cigars in your lounge
Correct.
while consuming
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
certain spirits, wines, and so forth, not beer. And that's what was requested originally by you and your partners. Am I
Correct.
correct in saying that?
Correct.
All right, and I couldn't understand why you might want to try to widen the scope of that, but, and I've been giving this a lot of thought over a long period of time since we knew this was coming up. I'm having a hard time with trying to justify allowing your establishment or the other one, if they were to ask, which they haven't that I know of, to permit beer, wine, and liquor, including the beer, as well as the smoking and everything else, where we're not allowing the other establishments that are like taverns and bars that sell beer, wine, and liquor are not permitted to smoke anything, whether it be cigarettes, vaping, or cigars. I need to hear something stronger than what I've just heard to compel me to agree to do this. And I know you, and I know your establishment. You do run a terrific place. All credit where credit's due. Kudos to you and all that. But to change the way you requested for your license originally, to take in this scope, I'm having a lot of difficulty with that. So
let me add a little bit more. Over time, out of the 13 years, we have noticed that the change as far as the spirits are concerned, where more of our patrons are offering or asking for the beer. And we do not sell food. That's one thing that separates us from a regular tavern. And basically, that's all I can say.
Can I say something?
Sure, please.
I've even had conversation with several customers that will either stop somewhere else before they come to the lounge or leave after to go get a beer or stop to get something else they prefer to drink that we can't sell them. And these are our customers, like long-term customers that's been supporting us for years. And they're...
If I were to, give you a choice of staying the way you are, exactly as it is, or giving you an opportunity, if you qualified, to become a Class D tavern where you could sell beer, wine, and liquor, but you wouldn't be able to smoke, what would you do?
Stay with the first one, not a question.
And I figured as much, Jim,
Right.
Mr. Price. I'm done with questions. Do you have any questions, Commissioner?
I do, because I don't know much about a cigar lounge, nor do I want to. Not that I don't want to,
It's
but
fine.
my father used to smoke cigars and I used to get sick. So what's the average length of time someone spends in a cigar lounge?
An average cigar can last you for about an hour to an hour and a half. If you're drinking a spirit, they usually have about a 1.5 ounce per cigar. Sometimes they will get a second drink, which would be a total of 3 ounces per one cigar. It is the average person will stay at least about in between an hour and 45 to 2 hours. And it depends on if they're meeting someone or just having conversation, or if they're, right now, soccer, they want to watch the sports. We do allow, we have TVs that they can watch sports.
Is there anything else you want to say before we make a motion or I make a motion?
we will honor whatever you have to say.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate it. I would like to take time to really ponder this over very, very closely, because what you're asking for is a major ask, and I'm sure you understand that. You are a rare bird, I mean that with all due respect. You and the other establishment. And I think the state has given some consideration to these type of establishments in some of our fellow counties and jurisdictions. But what I would like to do, I'm going to make a motion that we issue a written decision in this matter, and I'd like to hold it over for that. Are you in agreement, Commissioner? All right, what that basically means is, we're going to recess your case for tonight, and we will get with our attorney. I will give him my opinion as to the pros and cons. Commissioner Snoop will do the same, and the board will issue a written at that point. So, and I would imagine it shouldn't take more than a couple weeks for you to get that. Okay, thank you very much for coming in.
I just want to add one thing, if they can also take in consideration of Charles County, Maryland, which is south of us, they have, I think, 2 to 3 cigar lounges that has a full liquor license.
Yeah, now, when we've done a little research and we may do a little more, but we'll get back to you. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Lots of love to you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Do you need original signatures or fine?
I'm sorry, Eddie. Okay, thank you. Good night.
All right, have a good evening.
Our next case will be for Olive Tree Cafe, Inc., trading as Olive Tree Cafe, Glen Burnie. Nico Capsis, President, Inspector Chris Sidebottom. There is a restriction, there's multiple restrictions on the license. First one's March 26, 2002. The hours are restricted to 11 a.m. to 1
Sir,
a.m.
do you waive reading? Do you waive reading?
Oh, all right.
11 a.m. to 1 a.m., no live music or dancing allowed. The next one is March 26, 2002. There will be no amusement devices or games of chance permitted in the establishment. There's another restriction for April 9th of 2013. The bar is limited to 61 seats. And the final restriction of April 9th, 2013, that all alcoholic beverages be served only in conjunction with ordering of food, excluding the bar area. This is a request to remove restrictions, amusements, and games, and bar seating. Nico Capsis, President, on behalf of Olive Tree Cafe, Inc., trading as Olive Tree Cafe, Glen Burnie, 7005 Governor Ritchie Highway, Glen Burnie, Maryland, 21061. This is a Class H restaurant, BWL, with entertainment Sunday license. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to the penalty of perjury the testimony? Please keep your right hand raised. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm to the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. Please be seated, and please state your name and address for the record.
Nikos Kapsis, 5504 Bowman Avenue, Brooklyn, Maryland.
Thank you. Mr. Hurdle?
Sir, I turn it over to you.
We're here to upgrade the liquor license for entertainment because we have a lottery machine. And the inspector said we gotta upgrade the liquor license. And also we have seating for right now 61 at the bar. But we want to increase it to 81 seats at the bar.
Okay. I think I understand the request. And I do have a couple questions for you.
Yes.
Okay, number one, I understand you have had certain amusements going on.
The only amusement
through the
I have,
lottery. I'm sorry.
the only amusement I have is the lottery.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Towards the state of Maryland.
And I'm not chastising you for it, but you shouldn't have been doing that either without permission with the liquor board under this restriction.
Right.
But You've never had a problem, correct?
No, I only have one problem. That was 4 months ago. I think that my bartender served.
No, not quite sure I understand, please.
There was we have a violation for serving minor. I think it was.
Oh, yes, yes,
that's the
no,
only
you're
thing.
right. That was back in 25.
Right.
April of 25.
Right.
Yes, no, I meant as far as with the lottery commission and that
Oh,
kind of
no,
stuff.
I have
Okay.
no
All right, well,
issues.
that's the point I'm trying to make, and I'm trying to make it for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, with that being said, and I understand the seating situation, I've seen some photographs.
Right.
I know some of your customers are probably a little concerned, excuse me, that you have open counters with no seats. And they want to know, why can't I can't sit there? Why can't we pull a stool up there? Why can't? And I know why, and you know why.
Right.
But they don't know why. And it's my understanding the fire department has no objection to you increasing the number of seats in the area of that bar to 81. Am I
Right.
correct in saying
Yeah,
that?
it's correct.
Okay. I think both of those points do help substantiate what your request is. And I'm willing to make a motion here in a few minutes, but we'll let Senator, excuse me. I just promoted you, Bertie. Why? I've been called Your Honor several times. I'll call her Senator. Senator, do you have any questions?
No questions.
It is election night, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
No questions.
Okay.
Move on.
I apologize for that. A little bit too much tonight. I am going to make a motion to grant both of your requests. Now, a little caveat there, sir. That the only gambling that's allowed to take place is that is authorized by the Maryland State Lottery. In other words, you can't do anything else other than what the lottery allows you to do. Do you understand
Yeah, I
that?
understand that.
Okay, and I will also,
Chairman, just to clarify, that would be no amusement devices, i.e. poker machines, correct?
that's correct, no poker machines. You can't put anything in there except what the Maryland State Lottery will allow you to have. Okay?
Correct.
All right, so, which I know you have some, and if you want to do more, it's between you and them. And I will also make a motion that we increase your seating that you request to 81 in that bar area. Now, please keep in mind that you're not allowed to make any other changes in your physical building without getting permission first, which is what you're doing now. So, I'm making a motion to give you permission to do that, but only that amount of seats, no more. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'll put that in the form of a motion.
I second the motion.
Senator seconds it, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so be it, sir. Congratulations, good luck.
Thank you.
Be careful. Yes, thank you. Okay,
All right, our next case is going to be for Cooper's LLC, trading as Cooper's Tavern. Thank you, Mr. Lyman. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please be seated and state your name and address for the record.
Erkan Yürekli, 173 Michelle's Chance Road, Edgewater, Maryland, 21037.
Thank you. Mr. Hurdle?
See ya.
Thank you, Mr. Hurdle. I do have a preliminary matter before I get started on the presentation. This case was previously postponed so that we could sort out an appropriate resolution with a creditor who made a claim against the outgoing licensee at Cooper's Tavern. And I would ask Mr. Fulton to confirm for the board. He's remained here all of this time. So I would just ask that he confirm that an appropriate accommodation has been made and that his client is not asserting that the hearing needs to be postponed or that the board should not hear tonight's transfer hearing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we're here on what I hope is a fairly straightforward and routine transfer application, especially compared to some of the things we've already heard tonight. I congratulate the board on the diversity of the cases on the agenda. I am here to present a single-member LLC for operation of a tavern. It's called a tavern, but it is not actually a tavern according to this board's rules and regulations. It's actually a restaurant. Class H restaurant, beer, wine, and liquor, dancing and Sunday license with outdoor service. This particular establishment, the board probably remembers as Stan and Joe South in the Mitchell's Chance Road in Edgewater in the shopping center down there. It subsequently came under new ownership with Mr. Cooper, and he renamed it to Cooper's Tavern. My client, Mr. Uricli, is the sole member of Cooper's LLC. He has begun a potential transfer here by way of a manager's agreement, and Mr. Cooper has graciously allowed him to manage the restaurant and understanding the dealings and day-to-day operation of this restaurant in great detail. Mr. Uricli, I've cautioned him and explained to him that he needs to evaluate the board's rules, ask me any questions he has about the board's rules. He has actually sat during 2 of these hearings now to hear the various violations. I don't know that he's an expert on the rules, but he may well be based on the allegations and charges that he's heard the board deal with. He's familiar with the operation of the establishment. He understands the restrictions that are placed on this license that are shown on the docket. The hours of operation and the actual operation of Cooper's Tavern itself are not planned to change at all. He is taking over and buying a turnkey operation essentially, and he's excited, hopefully, about sorting out a claim from a prior creditor and moving forward with finishing the closing on this deal and hopefully picking up a transferred license. I would mention that we've filed all the appropriate paperwork. You should have all of the necessary corporate documents for the LLC, as well as Mr. Uricli's driver's license, his certificate of naturalization, and I turn it over to the board for any questions about the application.
Okay, thank you. You understand there's a restriction on this license? And what that restriction is, Mr. Bryant? The restriction was put on March 22nd of 2011 concerning the hours of operation. It says Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. But it also says there is no dance floor and more food than alcohol must be sold at a 51 food versus 49% alcohol. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
And you plan on abiding by that restriction?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any issues with, meeting the appropriate sales cash flow to make the business work at those percentages for a restaurant business. And I understand the board's concern and caution given Stan and Joe's reputation down on West Street and their percentage of potential sales that they have to report, and the original license being granted as sort of a second location to a named brand establishment. I don't know if the clientele remains exactly the same or not, but it has been Cooper's Tavern for a number of years. And Mr. Uricli does plan to keep the name Cooper's Tavern.
Very good. I have no further questions.
I have no questions.
Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we accept the transfer. I'm looking for a second.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
So be
Mr.
it.
Chairman. Thank you, Commissioner
Thank you.
and
Good
Senator.
night.
Thank you.
Anytime.
You can call your next case.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next case is going to be for CJAC 93 LLC.
I'll waive on that one, too.
Thanks, sir. Trading as Crofton Country Club. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please be seated. Starting from my left, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Good evening. I guess I'm the first one on the left, so I feel like I'm on the right, but
I don't want to say
I
you
get
don't
confused
count,
sometimes. But my name is Brian Lyman, Lyman, on behalf of the licensees.
William Berkshire, 1487 Crofton Parkway in Crofton, Maryland, 21114.
Linda Berkshire, 1487 Crofton Parkway, Crofton, Maryland, 21114.
Erin Berkshire Hobbs, 1780 Lang Drive, Crofton, Maryland, 21114.
Thank you. Mr. Riddle?
Mr. Lyman, this is the Crofton Country Club that we've talked so many times about.
This is the Crofton Country Club merger application that you and I have run through the ringer, no doubt, and exhausted all of our legal expertise and skill to try to get to the bottom of. We're here, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Snoops, because Mr. Berkshire has actually been involved in the Crofton Country Club since its very beginning. He's been involved in the development, the design of the course, and to some degree, the operation of the club for, I believe he told me, 47 years. Mr. Berkshire and the entire community of Crofton know what Crofton Country Club is. It's an integral part of the community. They have an active membership there. And for a number of years, Mr. Berkshire had a corporate relationship with a manager who actually was managing the day-to-day operations of the club. That agreement came to an end, and Mr. Berkshire essentially retrieved under his ownership interest in the actual property, the operational duties. You have an application to transfer that license to CLLH, and actually we changed officers to insert Mr. Berkshire as the officer. So instead of actually transferring the license previously, Mr. Berkshire took over the LLC that was licensed there at Crofton Country Club. He did that through an entity called CJAC 93, which was a parent entity that owned all of the licensed entity. Bill and I talked about this, and I said, this is just way too complicated. You've got too many documents with CLLH on them, and then you've got other documents with CJAC 93. And so we decided that the best thing to do was to merge the two companies. And instead of having two companies that had the same ownership and members and everything, we only have one company now, which is CJAC 93. The Maryland Corporations article authorizes merger. The articles of merger were filed and accepted by the state of Maryland, by the SDAT, and the only remaining thing is to get this board's formal stamp of approval on whatever adjustments need to be made in the board's records and archives to reflect that CJAC 93 LLC is the licensee. Mr. Hurdle and I had several academic discussions about the logistics for having this be accomplished, and the board decided that it would put it on the docket, presumably to have us answer questions under oath, if you have any, about anything that really needed to be done or changed or adjusted. I will say that, and I did write an email at Ms. Gagnon's behest yesterday, that there really is nothing that changes about the operation of the club itself. The staff remains the same. Most of them, I believe, were already employed by CJAC 93 anyway, and if they weren't when we merged the companies, now they were employed by CJAC 93 because that's the surviving entity, and CLLH simply doesn't exist anymore. It just gets sucked up and made into CJAC 93. CJAC 93 takes over all obligations, contractual, legal, otherwise, as a result of the articles of merger. And we're here just to really get the board stamp of approval and try to answer any questions. With that, I'd submit it to any questions that the chairman or Commissioner Stoops have.
Hey, the only questions I had, you answered with your email. And that was, is there any physical changes going to be taking place of any kind from the prior, let's say a year ago, to tomorrow? Or are any planned changes? Okay, that's the only question that I have.
The licensees all know that they need the board's permission to make alterations to the premises, to the, operation, to potentially where they store alcohol, the places where it's served on the premises. It is a golf and country club license, so alcohol is served on the entire golf course by trained staff from the beverage carts for the golfers and guests at the club. But the club, I actually can testify, I didn't raise my hand, but I just played in the member guest tournament at the Crofton Country Club, and their staff was excellent. Several members were having a fabulous time, but beyond that, the staff was well-trained and they were extremely professional, and I was impressed with the hospitality that they showed me as a guest of a member of the club there just this past weekend.
Right. I do have one question. Are you aware of the recent changes for the country clubs, the golf courses particularly, about those people who are operating your carts? And the recent rule change is that anybody operating a cart that has alcohol in it must be 21 years of age. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, well, the dispense of the alcohol on the course is the same 21.
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure. It's a fairly recent change where we wanted to make sure because we knew there was some younger, people out there on the carts, and we can't have them dispensing anything unless they're 21 years of age. And I just figured I'd throw that out while you were here. All right, thank you. Unless you have something else, Mr. Lyman.
I don't need to belabor anything any further. Thank you.
Nope, you don't, not as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to make a motion that we go ahead and accept the transfer and the upgrade, the transfer, the way it is with the corporate changes and all. Looking for a second?
I second the motion.
All right, so be it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Arundel.
Our next case is going to be for Peria's LLC, trading as Christini Greek Kitchen, Maria Giacomakis, owner, Inspector Scott Harmon, no restrictions. This is for a transfer and upgrade, adding liquor and Sundays. Currently, Michael Gerasimo, president, on behalf of Peria's LLC, trading as Christini Greek Kitchen, located at 2478 Solomon's Island Road, Annapolis, Maryland, 21401. This is a Class H restaurant beer and wine license. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please be seated. After you get seated, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Maria Giacomakis, 239 Edgewater Drive, Edgewater, Maryland, 21037.
Thank you. Ms. Hurdle?
Ma'am, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, I recently bought the restaurant, and it was a fast casual restaurant, and I'm transitioned it to full service with white tablecloths. And that entails customers are asking for full liquor, cocktails, and especially ouzo. So that's how I decided to apply for the full liquor license and service during Sunday, opening on Sunday.
Okay, I'll jump in and ask you a couple questions just so I understand that you understand what you're doing.
Sure.
All right. One of my questions is, have you ever operated an establishment that's had full liquor, beer, wine, and liquor sales?
No, sir, but I also never had a restaurant before.
Well,
and
you made,
it's going
you made
pretty
one
well.
of my points. All right. Were you purchased this place?
Yes.
From
Michael Yerasimo.
Michael, okay.
Yes.
And Michael was your husband?
No.
Oh, no.
He's a relative.
Okay, all right.
Yes. We
I
have
thought
no-
maybe there was some relationship
No,
or something. Okay. Do you plan on hiring somebody who has and is familiar with the sale
Yes,
of beer,
of
wine, and
course.
liquor?
Yes.
Have you done that, or have you talked to
I
anybody?
have made conversations with different people, which have shown interest to to come and work, but I haven't made any decisions.
You've heard a wide variety of cases come before this
I
board tonight.
did hear.
So you understand some of the difficulties
I do.
with running this type of establishment. You also probably understand the penalties when you don't
I
do it
do.
and do it right.
I do.
Not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to make sure you're aware
Well,
of it.
believe me, I'm scared.
Okay, well, perhaps being scared is a good thing, you know, in some cases. You know, we have a rule book. Have you seen a copy of it, or are you familiar
No, I
with it?
haven't yet.
You have not?
No.
Okay. These people sitting at this table, that's our administrative staff, and there's another young lady back there, Linalia. Any of them would be more than willing to help you.
I know.
All you got to do is ask.
I know.
All right, but please remember, it is better to ask permission rather than forgiveness. So you take advantage of that, and I guarantee you not one of them would turn down any request for information. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion unless Commissioner has questions.
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we accept this transfer and upgrade to liquor and Sundays.
Thank you.
But please, don't take this permission as being a blessing just to take off and not
Believe
be
me, I
careful.
don't.
Okay? I need a second.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So
Thank
be
you
it.
very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, our next case is going to be for Spring Hill Suites, Arundel Mills, BWI Airport, Amar BWI LLC, Nitesh Patel, member, Inspector Frank Faulkner, no restrictions. This is for a transfer. Currently, Francis Sajaka, member authorized person, Karen Kovach, member authorized person on behalf of 1MD Hanover Management LLC, trading as Spring Hill Suites, Arundel Mills, BWI Airport, located 7544 Teague Road, Hanover, Maryland, 21076. This is a Class LSH Limited Service Hotel, BWL with Sunday license. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you, sir. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please be seated and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Hitesh Patel, 1 Fawn Ridge Court, Reisterstown, Maryland, 21136.
Thank you. Mr. Ertl?
Mr. Fulton? Evening, Mr. Chairman. Evening. There you go.
Sorry about that. Trip Fulton on behalf of the applicant this evening. Mr. Patel is seated to my left. He's the sole individual applicant for this application. The entity applicant is Amar BWI LLC. Mr. Chairman, this is a transfer application concerning a limited service hotel license at the Spring Hill Suites, Arundel Mills, BWI Airport, located at 7544 Teague Road in Hanover, Maryland. The applicant has submitted a transfer application for this license, which I would now ask be incorporated as part of the record on this matter. As you'll see, the establishment is a fairly small operation. There's a small cooler to the left of the front check-in desk at the hotel, which stores a small and limited collection of beer, wine, and liquor. Sales are made right there at the front desk, and the patrons are expected to be the guests of the hotel. There is no restaurant, there is no bar. It's, like I said, a fairly small operation here. At staff's request a few weeks ago, I had submitted a labeled version of the floor plan intended to identify where this front desk is, as well as the storage area. And in reviewing it in preparation for this hearing, I noticed that it was just incredibly small. The reason I bring that up is because if the board wants some zoomed in version of what I submitted, I'd be happy to pass it about.
Please.
Call that applicant's Exhibit 1. And before I continue any further, I would like to ask that another minor correction or amendment be made to this transfer application due to an error that we had discovered also while preparing. Mr. Patel here was previously on 2 alcoholic beverage licenses. One was a Holiday Inn in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His family owned and operated that hotel up until about 15 years ago, so it's been quite a while since he was on it. And then separately, Mr. Patel was also previously, but not currently, on a Holiday Inn Express, a liquor license at a Holiday Inn Express in Towson, Maryland. It suffered a similar fate. The license no longer exists. Mr. Patel relinquished it for business reasons, and again, that occurred about a decade ago. I also have a written reflection of those amendments. If the board would accept that amendment, we'd appreciate it. I'd make that request now. To that end, Mr. Patel has experience owning and operating hotels, much like the Spring Hill Suites, which is seeking the liquor license this evening. It's got about 3 hotels here in Maryland, an additional hotel in Pennsylvania. He's got experience being a licensee. He's experienced or suffered no violations with respect to his previously licensed establishments. The applicant has no plans to change the hours of operations at this establishment or alter the floor plans. There really aren't floor plans to alter here. And he's been made aware that a management agreement would be needed if there comes a time when no licensee is present at the establishment while the sale of alcohol is occurring. I think it's intended that there will be a management agreement coming to this board at some point in time. He's aware that he needs to be alcohol awareness certified before the license can get picked up. And he's additionally aware that upon becoming a licensee, it will be Mr. Patel that needs to answer to this board in the event that the establishment is called to answer to any violations. To that end, Mr. Patel is in possession of and has reviewed this board's rules and regulations. Hitesh, is everything I've said this evening true and accurate, best of your knowledge? Mr. Chairman, I would submit this transfer application on the application materials that have been submitted, as well as our presentation.
Okay, Mr. Fulton. Excuse me. Thank you. I am familiar with this establishment almost since the time it was built. So I am familiar with the counter situation and also with the end of the counter where the the food and snacks and everything is kept. I have a question for you. Your alcohol is being kept at that location, correct? For your customers to pick and choose?
Yes.
Okay. Is it in a box that is locked or no? Or is it on a shelf?
So some of the liquor is actually behind the front desk.
Behind
We have a smaller cooler that's locked.
The cooler that is open to the public is locked though?
Yes.
Okay, great. Because that was one of the situations some of our inspectors have encountered with some of the hotels, is that their area where the alcohol is being showcased is just too easily accessible, not just to their guests, but to almost anybody. So I am glad to hear that. Your inspector is sitting in the audience and he'll introduce himself right after this. And but I think that's important that you understand, and I understand the overstock was kept either in the back office or under the counter. That's all well and good too. It's out of the way of in the reach of the public. And I was going to ask a question about financial interest in other establishments, but that's been answered, so I'm going to pass on that. I have no further questions. All right, thank you, Mr. Fulton, that the drawing and the pictures worked out nice. All right, with that being said, I'm going to make a motion that we accept this transfer. Looking for a second.
I second the motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So be it. Good night.
Thank you,
Be
Mr.
careful,
Chairman.
please.
All right, our last and final case is going to be for Bay Management Consultants LLC, trading as Harold Harbor. Thank you, sir. Trading as Harold Harbor Hideaway. It's for a new license. Anyone wishing to testify for or against, please come forward, remain standing, and raise your right hand. Thank you. Do you solemnly swear and affirm under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Gentlemen can be seated. Can you please state your name and address for the record if you're going to be testifying?
Colin Belka, 730 Mink Path, Crownsville, Maryland, 21032.
If they call me, Michael Laninsky, 936 Waterview Drive, Crownsville, Maryland.
If they call me, Mark Myers, 425 Bishop Road, Crownsville, Maryland.
Thank you. Mr. Arundel?
Okay, thank you. In an evening where you've seen some unusual matters, I figure we top it off with this. And this case results from a response to an abatement order. And the abatement order came from the board because it discovered that there are two businesses operating out of this structure at 400 and 402 Harold Harbor Road. One is a mini mart, and that's been there for 50, 60 years. And then the other is the tavern, which is adjacent to the mini mart, which has been there just as long. Mr. Belka, who you will hear from shortly, has operated the tavern since 2010 and has operated under, both of these businesses have operated under one license all this time, and probably prior to that time they operated. So I don't have an answer for you why that happened or how that evolved or why it came about, but we're here to correct it. And the point is that we want to have two licenses, one for each establishment side by side. One would be Class D, on premises only. The other one would be off sale. Now, there's a little bit of a twist here, because you will hear from Mr. Belka that he has entertainment in his establishment now. Excuse me, I'm trying to shake a cold here. And he's had it the whole time he's been there. This Class D license has dancing with it. But when we filed our application to bifurcate the license, I'll say, we made the application because we were within 100 feet. And I'm going to show you a plan. We're like 98 feet away from residential zoning. But I want to come back to that, because I think there is an argument that we should be grandfathered for the type of entertainment. There's no dancing in the tavern. There's entertainment. He has karaoke night every Friday night, and every so often on a Saturday night he has a live band. That's the extent of the entertainment. And the mini mart sure doesn't have any entertainment. I mean, but right now, we've instead of retaining the Class D license for on premises only, we had to apply for a new one because the mini mart could not apply for a new Class D carryout license because of the state law. So we really have been kind of whipsawed, and I want to I don't want to belabor the evening here with questions, but I think the reality is Mr. Belka has operated this tavern as a successful, friendly neighborhood tavern, hasn't had an incident with this board, has had no complaints with the community. He's lived in the community for 30 plus years. And this is really what you would call a neighborhood tavern. This is not a high volume location. This is, supports the Harold Harbor, Arden on the Severn, all the other communities that are back there. That's who goes to this establishment. They're not going to attract any high volume. And so, I think that to the extent we have to show you there's a need because he's operated it successfully for all these years. But I want to try to get to where he can offer some entertainment. So, with that, just for a moment, I want to ask you a couple of questions, and if you would tell the board your name, address, and what you do with respect to Bay Management Consultants, LLC. Are you the sole member of that?
Yes, I'm the sole member.
All right. And you submitted an application for this new Class D license, right?
Correct.
And everything in that application is accurate and true to the best of your knowledge?
Correct.
Okay. How long have these two businesses that I described operated side by side under one license? Do you
I
know?
opened in 11 of 2010, and before that it had been a bar for a very long time. I talked to a client today, and he told me he'd started drinking in my bar since 1973.
All under one license?
All under one license.
Have you ever had a citation issued by this board?
Not that I know of.
I mean, since 2010?
No,
Since you've
I've
operated?
not.
Have you had any complaints from the community about noise or any problems coming out of your establishment since
Never.
2010? Tell the board what goes on in your establishment, how you operate it, what you do
So
to
we,
operate this place.
we do really good pizza, I must say. We try hard at that. But it's just neighbors coming together. I can tell you hundreds of stories how two people that lived in this same neighborhood never met each other, but because of the Hideaway, they've met each other, now they're friends. It's just a lot of people. We have kids have their soccer parties there and their trophy presentations there all the time. We actually have a toy box in the dining room for kids, young kids to come and play with their parents can enjoy watching the game. It's truly a neighborhood bar.
I'm going to show you a map, and it depicts other licensed establishments, and there's nothing very close. I would ask you to confirm.
Yes.
By the map. Is this map accurate?
Yes.
So you don't have anything within at least a mile and a half?
Oh, it's more than that.
More,
Yeah.
a couple of miles,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
at
all
least.
right. Mr. Chairman, I'd offer this into the record and have a copy for everybody to see where this sits in relation to the
Rams Head is
other
probably the
stuff.
closest. It's 5 miles.
Then tell the board what type of entertainment. I mean, you have a dancing license, you know,
Yeah,
for the
well,
whole
no.
establishment. But what
My bar's too
a
old for
dancing
people
permit,
dancing.
but-
Yeah.
But what entertainment do you offer, and how long have you done that?
We've done karaoke every Friday night since 2011. And occasionally on a Saturday night, we'll have a band. Nothing crazy. Sometimes it's just a duo, maybe, 4, but it's nothing crazy. It's over by midnight. It's not loud. I've never had a noise complaint.
And then I'm going to show you another drawing. This is aerial photo. And this shows the nearest residentially zoned properties. Now, the Office of Planning and Zoning talked about measuring from the middle of the facility, and we're actually 98 feet from one and 96.39 feet from the other, so certainly is close to 100, if we even have to achieve that. Was that an accurate depiction
Yeah.
of where your
Yeah.
establishment is
Yeah,
located?
this one actually is the old firehouse. There's not even a house there.
Right, no, I understand that, but it's residential.
Yeah,
zoned.
residential.
Right, so
Okay.
I would offer that into the record as our city. So what happens if we bifurcate the license? Have you talked to the owner of the mini mart?
Yes.
And they know that they would they'd have to modify their existing license to restrict the area and have to have a few seats in there for Class D. They understand.
Yeah, they've already installed a bar and 6 seats.
Okay, and they're going to have to come to this board, or at least submit the revised plans. They
Correct.
know
Yeah,
that?
yes.
And is that the landlord that
He's the
owns that
landlord,
establishment?
and he has a partner who actually is the operator of it.
All right, and how about your hours of operation at the tavern? What are your
So
current hours of
Monday
operation?
through Thursday, we don't open till 4, and we're probably closed by 9:30, 10 o'clock at the latest. Friday night, since we have karaoke, we open at 11:30, and we're probably open till 12:30. Saturdays, we open at 11:30, and Sundays, we open at 11:30. Saturday nights, we're probably closed before midnight. Sundays, probably 9:30, 10. After the football game, we're done.
And then you understand that the mini mart cannot apply for a new
Correct.
license, right? And that's why we find ourselves in this position.
That would have made it a lot easier.
Right, I understand it, but we couldn't do it, right?
Nah.
And then you wish to offer the same entertainment that you've been offering all these years?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I hate to fire my karaoke guy who's worked for me for 15 years. And people come up for that. It's our one thing we do on Friday nights.
And the mini mart, as far as you know, they have no interest in offering any type of entertainment, right?
Not at all.
I mean, that's like a convenience store,
Yeah.
package store, ice cream,
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
it's like a mini 7-Eleven that sells liquor.
Okay. All right. And as far as you recall, I mean, you've lived in Harold Harbor since when?
92.
And this is operated in that same fashion
Yeah,
since then?
I was going to that bar in 92. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I would offer to the board that, and to the extent we would have to amend our application, I would offer an amendment. I think that it is appropriate to allow a shift of entertainment from, or a sequestering of the entertainment to the tavern, because it's been operating in that fashion. I don't think we have to adhere to the new 100-foot law that I'm not sure when it, came into being, but this is really a grandfathering situation, and it's a rare, unusual set of circumstances that I don't think you are going to duplicate it. I'd be surprised anyway if it's duplicated anywhere in the county. So I would respectfully ask that you approve this application so we can separate the licenses and allow entertainment. And if you want to put a restriction on it, so you would agree 1 night a week for karaoke?
Yeah, we only do it on
And
Fridays.
then 1 night a week for an alternative, and no dancing.
And they're dancing, yep.
Yeah, so
And
I
they
think-
put a restriction on the liquor store side that they won't have any entertainment.
Right, there would be no entertainment there, obviously, on the mini mart side. So I would respectfully ask this board to approve the license with permitting of that type of entertainment.
If I may, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hyde, we're not zoning experts. If this was a zoning situation, would the use be grandfathered in this situation?
I think we would, yes. There's a couple of different types of non-conforming uses under the zoning code. One is they have a 20-year rule. If the same owner, same occupant has occupied in the fashion that may not be legal today, but they've done it for 20 years, then it remains. But if it preceded the date when the law changed that came up with that 100-foot rule, and I think that's what we have here. And I just don't see that anybody's going to object to this. But I think this would be a non-conforming. And I mean, zoning has not issued any type of citation all these years, and he's operated in this fashion, not just Mr. Belka, but prior to him, as he recalls, there were entertainment there. So I think it's perfectly legitimate to do that.
I have a question for our attorney as well as you, Mr. Hyatt.
Yep.
And is there any way a request for a variance could be submitted and approved through zoning?
We could ask for a variance. The risk of a variance application is that it's supposed to be about practical difficulties and hardship. And if the hearing officer says, you're just asking for a variance for financial reasons, they could turn it down. And that's concerning to me, because the reality is, if he doesn't have his Friday night karaoke, he's got a problem. This is not a high volume
Understood.
establishment. Yeah.
Okay. There's also a door, if I remember correctly, and I've been in this place, that goes from the mini mart into your restaurant.
Yes.
Correct?
Mhm.
And that door used to be unlocked all the time. Is that the case?
No, they lock it now. Now, so when we're open, it'll be open so people come from the mini mart into the hideaway, and they let people come in and use my bathroom sometimes as well.
Okay.
But when the mini mart closes, that's locked.
Okay, thank you. No further questions right now.
We do have a couple members of the public that are here to speak, if you would like to hear from them. Okay. Okay, yes, let's be brief, okay?
Yeah, I will.
I know.
Michael Aninsky, 936 Waterview Drive, Crownsville Road. I'm just here in support of this establishment. It basically kept me going through law school. We get trapped in Crownsville and Arden and Harold Harbor. If you've been down General's Highway, it's now like Kent Island and Route 50. You can't go anywhere because of the traffic so bad. Everyone uses General's Highway. So having this place close by is really nice, especially when my wife was really sick with cancer. I was able to go down there and get a pizza, have a beer, decompress, and bring something home for her. So I appreciate your support.
Mark Myers, 425 Bishop Road, Crownsville. I've been living in Harold Harbor for 20 years, and I've been working there at the Hideaway for 14. And for the first 5 years, I didn't really meet anybody in the neighborhood until the Hideaway opened. And I started meeting a ton of people, and it was a great place for the community to get together and get to know each other. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did you have anything you want to say? Okay. I think what we're going to do, Mr. Hyatt, is we're going to issue a written opinion on this. There's some things that really need to be pondered and considered and checked into. So very much like a case you heard earlier, rather than rush into a decision, I'm going to make a motion that we issue a written opinion. I have a second, so we're going to do that then.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. If you need anything from me, Mr. Hurdle, let me know.
All right.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thank you, Mr. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for your
thank
time.
This is the end of the hearing for June 23rd, 2026. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
We have a lot of work to do. Oh, yeah.